you're looking for a way to power up your nutrients with a plant-based protein powder, then raw vegan plant-based protein is the perfect choice. This vegan protein is packed with essential nutrients to help you stay energized and healthy. With plant-based protein powder becoming increasingly popular amongst health-conscious individuals, it's no surprise that raw vegan plant-based proteins has become a leader in the industry. Whether you're an athlete or just looking to increase your daily protein intake, this vegan protein powder can help you reach your goals. Visit rawvegan.com. Again, rawvegan.com.
Center of the ring tomorrow night for the main event of the evening. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world, Canelo Alvarez versus Munguia.
Welcome to the Second Win Sports Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, and alongside
it's your boy Caesar Fantastic.
Today we have two special guests in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do another panel for tomorrow's fight against Canelo Alvarez, and I'm going to let C say his last name the right way because I can't say it right. I get it wrong every time. So
Jaime Munguia, man. Jaime Munguia, man.
Yes.
He would have called them monkey brains or something, man.
But I got two special guest experts in the building. I got brother Eric Smith as well as Junior Golden Boy in the building with us tonight. How's it going, brothers?
Can't complain, you know. Glad, just alive and breathing. That's a blessing, you know.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, we're gonna start this things off with the predictions, man. I'm gonna start it off with JR. Your predictions on the fight tomorrow, man. Who you got, and tell me why.
I want, for those who don't know Spanish, cinnamon is Canelo. And when I say Jamie, that's the English version of Jaime. So, but basically, I could see Cinnamon getting his possible highlight reel, kind of like what Leonard Ellaby was saying, because Munguia is gonna bring it. Munguia is gonna bring it. He just throws a lot of shots. Shots to get back to his left hand. Everything starts and ends with his left hand with him. Everything he throws, but even when he throws it, it's always to go up and under, over every time. It's something to he always. A lot of Mexican fighters they throw left hands in the middle and at the end of every combination, and he's one of them guys. But he leaves himself wide open up the middle, and that'd be perfect for Cinnamon to get those shifts over. But the biggest look I'm looking at for me is, did y'all see how much bigger he was than Cinnamon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all see what Cinnamon's doing? I told everybody he's not scared of Benavidez, but he is weary of Benavidez. He knows that this kid is railroading people right now. And you know what I think of when I think of Benavidez, and I think Uncle Sheba like this. With Canelo fighting Benavidez, it remind me, even though I don't really like Rocky movies, I like Rocky movies, but I don't like the fight scenes. But they tell a lot of truth. Remember Rocky 3 when he said, "We're not doing this fight," and he said, "Oh, you can fight him, but I'm out." And he said, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "Man, this kid is hungry." And he said, "Man, he'll get rid of you in 3." And he said, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "Because this kid is hungry, and you ain't been hungry since you won that belt."
Yep.
And he gonna get rid of you inside of 3 rounds, which he did. And with this guy, it's pretty similar because of how Benavidez is railroading everybody. And I think he got Munguia as his testing course. Like, okay, you're gonna be my test. You're taller than me. You throw a lot of punches. You kind of square off like Benavidez. You're strong, but nowhere near strong, hammering strong as Benavidez. But I get a slight taste of what I can deal with, and I can see can I work on shooting my jab up top, sliding in between, and getting my shots off. And I think he can hit Munguia with a highlight reel and put him out.
Yeah, makes sense. Smart strategy. That's a hell of a strategy, man. And that's what the greats used to do all the time back in the days. They always had a tune-up fight before they
Tune-ups.
I don't see too many of those these days with the tune-ups like they used to be. And it's
Earl
always
changed that narrative when he said, "I don't do tune-ups." Now everybody want to do that.
That's true statement, man. Earl, give me your predictions, brother.
On this one, honestly, because Munguia is on his way up, he's still young.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's going to be the downfall of him. He's young, he's powerful, yes, but Canelo, his experience will take him to stretch, and he will win off the point. He will wear him down, beat him down to the body, so forth. But how young and athletic Munguia is, he withstand it. But I don't see him winning. I don't see him winning. I see him losing to a 2-1.
2-1. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, because he's getting him. It's a good fight for to get him prepared for Benavidez, but right now I know he's using it as a pedestal because he doesn't have that much. He don't have that much knowledge yet at that caliber.
Yeah.
So what Canelo's going to use is that experience to capitalize off of this.
Do you think he's doing the similar thing that Mayweather did to him? Knew he didn't have that much knowledge in the sport.
I was about to say that was what I was going to say too.
I was about to. I actually agree. I actually agree. Yes, he's taking that same method.
Yeah. Makes sense. Make total sense.
Yeah, I was about to say he catching him right before he's ready, like before he think he's ready for that level. Munguia ain't foot on that level yet.
He is dangerous.
Yeah, he is. He got pop, he got power, but he still got a lot of flaws that he got to iron out. I will say recently, his major flaw for me early was how wide he threw his punches and how just looping they were. He tightened them up a little bit. He tightened them up enough now in the way he pop them a little bit, but Canelo could still get in between, like Dervinchenko did. Ryder still got in between them punches, was throwing in between them punches. Canelo got the experience and the ring knowledge to be able to know how to time that, and that's how I think he's gonna get him. I think Canelo gonna catch him in about 8-9, and he gonna hurt him. And when he hurt him, he's not gonna be like Ryder and them. Man, Canelo gonna know how to finish him, man. So my prediction is Canelo in about 8 or 9.
To the testament about how strong he is, I'm gonna give y'all some inside info. Remember when he turned pro at 54? And he was railroading people on pay-per-view undercards. And when he was doing it, they put him up to fight Triple G. And they said the commission stopped it because he's too inexperienced. But we gonna throw him in there with my friend Saddam Ali. And me and Saddam talk about that fight to this day. I said, Saddam, what similar to my dad. Like, why are you in there with this big dude? And Saddam is putting his arm and throwing some nice stuff. And this man, every time he was hitting Saddam told me, he said, man, he hit me. Every time he hit me, he was like, and he go down. Like, I'm like, to get hit is one thing. Because I always tell people who never sparred before or fought before, you get used to getting hit. You get used to taking shots. Because that's why you need longer rounds or a bigger person, whatever. Like we talked about in previous episodes. But I always tell people, you want to know what it's like to get hit? I put them in their car. I open up all 4 car doors and I slam them at one time. And when they do this, I say, yep. You see how a car door, that's what it feels like when somebody hits you with a good shot. Like But to get hit, and he said it reverberated the whole time. Like, God. You got to remember, Canelo's trying to catch, and pull. That dip is the main thing. That catch, being able to take it on his arms, that catch, and then pulling in. Getting hit, once he's hit, like how Barry Hunter would say, tear him out the frame. Go from the body up.
Mm-hmm.
So, brother, DMV Nation TV is in the.
Yeah, my man.
What's up with you, brother?
What's good with y'all, man? Been a busy week.
Yeah, man, been a busy week.
I'm showing up late, man. Y'all know I finally ended up KO and all that running around I was doing last week. So
It's all
my
good.
body caught up to me quick.
It's all good. Yep. You in the building, man. What's your predictions to this fight right here coming up tomorrow night with Canelo and Munguia?
I'm gonna call it like this. Anywhere from the 7th to 9th round, I see Canelo dominating Munguia. I said this last time and I was wrong. I do feel as though McGee will come in here and cause threats that people don't realize. He will be somewhat of a problem, just a little bit, but not much. I really much see this as a cakewalk. I see Canelo kind of walking through him, giving him a lot of body attention. And I think that's going to cause a lot of problems. I don't think the young boy going to be ready for a veteran like Canelo Alvarez to start, taking it down low like that. And it's really going to cause problems for him. So I don't see this going the distance at all. I see him getting stopped.
Yeah, my predictions is similar. If Canelo doesn't, I mean, if Munguia can take the punch of Canelo and handle his counter punching abilities, which is hard to do for a young fighter with not as much experience as Canelo have, and a lot of those not stereotyping no specific group of people, but I'm gonna stereotype a specific style, which is the Mexican come forward style of warrior style of boxing, um, which I have to give Canelo his props on. Canelo, in my opinion, is one of the slickest Mexican fighters in history in terms of head movement, rock back, step overs. He doesn't have he used to when he first started before he started becoming a mega boxing star. His boxing ability has improved a lot, you know what I'm saying? And the way he does feints, he does a lot of boxing, like, he has a lot of real boxing movements where I think you're going to see tomorrow those weapons being used against the style that he once used when he was coming up in the fight game. That style is going to be used to his ability, because that style is going to be eventually used against Benavidez, like JR stated. This was definitely a test of the wheel for Canelo to be able to see how he can do with these younger guys. Can he still withstand it? And if he does a great performance, you will see him ask for that fight soon, which is smart, because you learn from the best. Back in the days, the older fighters that were going out in boxing, they didn't never put something in front of them, test themselves to the wheel to see if they're going to be prepared for this new young line that's going to they just end up fighting them and they retire. A lot of those guys. Canelo going to test his will, see how well he can do with Munguia, and if he does well with him, he's going to ask for that match, which I think is brilliant boxing. I think it's brilliant boxing for him to be able to take a test as such and make sure he's able to withstand the pressure. See, the problem with fighting somebody like Benavidez, it's the pressure and the weight that he puts down on you. I fought in the amateurs, and when I speak out, I never turn pro, but I can bear witness to sparring matches and things of that nature where I know when somebody put their weight on me or keep me from being able to adjust because they got their weight on me. So that wears me out. And to fight somebody like
Preach.
you know what I'm saying? To fight somebody like Benavidez when they putting their whole body on you and they just constantly pressuring you, something you're not used to, can cause you to go out your game plan. But I look forward to tomorrow. I think Canelo's going to show you guys how he's going to do a Mexican style fighter. It's going to look brilliant, in my opinion. I think he's going to be excellent. The performance is going to be probably one of his best boxing performances you're going to see in a while. Like I state, and I'm going to state this again, Canelo is the most slickest Mexican boxer in boxing history. Nobody slicker than him in boxing history. The feints.
I got somebody.
Oh, go ahead, JR. Go ahead. Come on, JR. Go ahead,
Salvador Sanchez.
Yeah.
Salvador.
How could I forget that, though? You're right about that.
Salvador.
I still think Canelo is the slickest of them.
What made him slicker? That fight with Floyd. After that, it made him turn his whole game up. It made him. When you saw him after that Floyd fight, and you saw how Floyd changed levels, how Floyd dictated a pace, how Floyd took him to places in the ring where he wanted to take him. The next few fights after that, all the way up to the Danny Jacobs fight, you started to see. I never. Me and Dad was watching it. Dad said, "Oh, they've been working with him. Oh, they've been working repetitiously on him."
Totally agree. I totally agree, man. The boy got slicker, and I mean, it's some great Mexican fights. Now let's not confuse the audience with saying he was the greatest Mexican fighter. Please do.
You know they're going to stop by some way. They're going to do it anyway.
Let me chime, man. Let me chime in.
You got it, Ian. You got it, champ.
So, all right, I understand this. The debate is out. All right, you want to say Julio Cesar Chavez or you want to say Canelo Alvarez? I mean, outside of that, I don't really see it being much more of a conversation. I mean, there is a lot of amazing Mexican boxers, but Canelo Alvarez at 60-2 has done enough to show that their resumes and what they've done aren't more than what he's done at this stage in life. Go ahead, JR, chime in.
You know he coming.
Let's go.
Ricardo Lopez, Juan Manuel Marquez, Daniel Zaragoza. Danny Little, not Danny Little Red Lopez. Oh my gosh, his name. Jalapenos. Who else? We can keep going down the line besides Salvador Sanchez. Zaragoza, Zarate, Carlos Zarate. And Carlos Zarate, you got to remember though. Also, next, you got to remember, slickness may not always be hit, and everything.
We said
also
greatest.
Off the pit.
Greatest.
The greatest fighter? Okay, greatest fighter in my opinion. Greatest fighter besides Salvador Sanchez, in my opinion. I watched those tapes of Salvador. I will say Chavez, and I'm gonna tell you why. Chavez's defense was off the hook. I ain't believe that until Dad showed me the tape of this Bama talent. Come on, throw your stuff. And you gotta remember, he was a pressure guy back when every glove, it wasn't no Grant gloves, it wasn't no so I'm gonna get fly gloves today. I'm gonna get these. It was whatever they had on that table. And whatever they had on that I want green. All right, cool. There's green. Go put them on. That's all they had for you. Everlasting Reds. And back then you could skin the glove. Back then you could tape the glove all the way up to the logo and really turn an 8-ounce glove into a 6-ounce glove, really punch. And he was always on the inside, roll off the shoulder. He would sit, boom, boom, pull, and still planting his feet. Now, and he still will get on his toes a little bit, but where I would differ with Canelo with resume, that first fight even though he took it back in the second fight, that first fight with Triple G with Canelo really took him out of the running of being the greatest, in my opinion. I'm gonna tell you why. The way he boxed that fight, forced, and how people from America and me knowing Spanish, hearing how these people was really talking about him, forced him to go in that second fight and do what we knew he could have did, which was he made Triple G back up. He almost made Triple G back touch the ropes. And to the point where he was on the inside, slipping and sliding, throwing counters, throwing stuff, all on the inside. Overall, as much as I feel Canelo should have been, Cinnamon should have been Chavez's son, honestly. But Chavez, I can understand when people say him, the Lion of Culiacan, still holds the crown. He's still more than the Lion of Culiacan.
Let me try, man. Would you guys feel as though Cesar Chavez Jr.'s career was just a failed attempt? I mean, please tell me how you guys. What's your thoughts on Cesar Chavez?
He made money. He got to where I wish I was healthy enough to go. That's one thing I will say. He got to somewhere I wish I was healthy enough to stay to go. So he made some money.
But then you got to look at this, though. It was always a saying. It's hard to be hungry if you grew up with silk sheets your whole life.
He ain't had that same hunger. Chavez, you gotta remember his story. Chavez grew up living on a train car. You know what I'm saying? Him and his whole family lived.
Successful than their father.
Yeah, that's what make it difficult because what happens is
it's pressure, bro. It's a lot of pressure to live up to that.
Let me tell you something. One of the reasons people ask me and Hakeem all the time, why did y'all walk away from boxing on top? Y'all could have been world champions or whatever, vice versa. We come from Minnesota Avenue, Southeast DC, man. We was in it. We lived right. My building was the Strip. Am I right, son?
They called the baby Carter, baby.
My building was the Strip on 34th Minnesota Avenue. Once we moved away from that neighborhood and moved to Newport News, Virginia, in like a suburban lifestyle, it was over. We didn't have nothing to fight for. I was fighting to get out the hood, man. I wasn't fighting. You know, I mean, I love boxing. I loved it. As you can see, I still love it. But I wasn't fighting. I was fighting to get the hell out of the hood. So that's the motivation for a lot of us young black men and minorities that grew up in the inner cities. Most of us intentions is to get out of the hood, right?
Yeah. Even if it's for a weekend.
Even if it gives. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'd be in Colorado, right? And I'll call my brother on the phone and I'll ask him, what's up? He say, man, they were just shooting on the hill. 4 people got hit. I'm out of town. I'm grateful to be out of town. Yeah. It's all about me trying to get away from that. So someone like a Chavez Jr., his father was getting 5 and 10 million in the 90s or whatever he was earning. I don't remember the exact amount, but I know he was wealthy. And to come up out of that and to go into boxing makes it a little more complicated for you to get up every morning and run. How the hell you gonna run at 5 in the morning? You born into this. I ain't talking about nobody that built their way into this like a Mayweather. I remember when Mayweather was in Cleveland, Ohio, and Mayweather damn near probably had to scrape his way to get there to that Nationals. Things like that. So somebody like him who been through the gutter and know what it's like to be in that state, he works hard because he know that feeling. But somebody like Chavez who was born in true wealth from the baby on up and then decided to boxing at 15, 14, 13, you tend to not have that same hunger,
same drive. Yeah, it's like it's outside pressure to live up to the name that your father gave. I liken it to like Jordan's kids or what Bronny going through right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They trying to compare him to what LeBron was at that age, but it's like, bro, I'm a different person. Let me grow and evolve at my pace. You know what I'm saying? Right. They force them. You know what I mean? So
and sometimes you take away from the greatness just trying to rush the process.
I'm gonna use me as an example, and I want to get because Mr. Rashid remember me running around the gym, so I'll use me as an example. I wasn't like Chavez. I wanted this. I hid my health from everyone.
Right.
Now the soul knew. Only people that knew, not even my cornerman knew. Only people that knew was Dad. And the thing that I'm surprised Uncle Nesto did, Uncle Nesto, he didn't know, but he knew. Like, he remembered me being really sick when I was little, but he just took it as, he fighting. You know, all right, cool. I honestly think, because, my dad did well enough in and out of the ring to where we moved to Clinton and we was here in Clinton before anybody was here. Like, before, when it was still being built, like some of the stuff was still being built.
Right.
And where it was nothing but barns going up towards Waldorf and Brandywine. But I wanted this. I wanted this shit. I wanted it. My father didn't have to tell me to get up and go wrong. My father didn't have to ask me what my weight was. I wanted it that bad. Now, when it comes to the pressure, of course, my dad is super humble. I learned more stories from other people than from him to attest to him being how humble and quiet he is. But he, would run me into the ground because he remembered Nesto and Granddad Tom and Ty Barnett and all them telling me, you gonna let him fight? Yeah, natural, man. He's 9 years old throwing his punches like a 13-year-old. Let him do it.
Damn.
And my father saying, nah, he gonna be better than me. He asked me yesterday, can he fight? Nah, he got a brain on. He gonna go to school. He doing good in school. He's gonna finish school, whatever. Till where it was undeniable. And it was like, okay, I'm gonna see it. But my father was telling me as he's pushing me, he's saying, this is a dirty sport.
Yep.
And we gonna find out if you really want to do this, because it's gonna come a point where you want this. And I see you want to do this. But I've seen a lot of people want to do this and do many sessions until they get hurt, they get buzzed, and then they don't want to do it no more. And then I finally got hurt, finally got dropped, and I was fine with it. And he's told my mom he wanted. I didn't feel like that. I never felt, if anything, I was appreciative. The way I looked at it was, my dad got me this, and I'm trying to take it to the next level. I'm in my dad's shadow, but now I'm okay with that. But I'm going to slowly, even like today, I can move out my dad's shadow and I'm right here beside him now. And people could say, yeah, that's Junior. He's not in his dad's shadow as much anymore. I'm okay with that. I took it as my father worked. They called him hard work for a reason. He got to this point. All right, now I'm going to try to take it to a next level. That's what made me hungry.
Yeah,
My father was sitting there, had jobs in jeopardy. My mother lost her job staying in the hospital with me. I'm hungry for this. I want this. They did this to make this comfortable. I'm a train. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get that respect, and I got it. So I don't know. Some guys, man, they just. I remember my father then when I started getting my growth spurt, he wouldn't buy me boxing boots. He said, "Nah, you ain't even sparred no tough dudes yet. You ain't earned that. I'm in there with cement fours on." Sparring in Jordan cement fours. And I'm like, he said, oh man, you ain't getting no boxing boots, man. You ain't nothing. Go in there. You show me something first. I'm in there with the freaking Russells.
Before this slipped my mind, everyone, I want y'all to chime in on this one topic that's been just taking the whole DMV by storm this week. It was a matchup that pretty much I don't know where I found the clip from, but I know when it touched the DMV Nation and it touched the rest of the city, now this thing is just going crazy right now. Bud Crawford versus Gervonta Tank Davis. Now I know this sounds so much of a crazy matchup, but it's closer than what people really see it as. Can we please speak on that just one time for the people?
Got it happening.
I don't.
But like 154.
What are your thoughts on a matchup like that? As wild as it is, and the things that were said about that.
I've seen them playing around with it. I don't think that one will happen because if y'all don't know that Gervonta Tank Davis right now is so lasered in that he's maintaining 135 without any problems. If you look at Javonte's body frame right now,
I don't think he passing 140.
140. The most you're gonna see Javonte get to like 43, if anything. Far as Canelo, far as Terrence Crawford goes, right? Terrence Crawford is trying to move up the ladder.
Yeah.
He's not trying to go down the ladder. It's a good money fight, but it'll be a bigger money fight for him to fight Canelo or something like that. I can see that more faster than I can see him and Javonte. Javonte is maintained. Javonte is so lasered in. Like I was saying again, we going back to this. When you've been through the worst of the worst, Joe, and you tap on $40 and $50, you be like, man, I ain't going back. And that's what I see from Javonte. I mean, the 3 millions had him still going out to the clubs, the 1 million, 1.5, still hanging around 8 on it, 30 million. That man be in the gym every day.
He's a different beast now.
I'm locked in.
Here's the thing.
Locked in.
Mr. Sheep, you said something. Remember, you just went back and you said it was some oomph because you remember when Tank had the tank written in his head and he was little.
Yeah.
And they was, this boy, oh my goodness. I mean, when I say watching him when he was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, when I say scrambling and digging deep to just get by, to get to these tournaments, I mean, he really, when Calvin broke down in that interview and he teared up, I knew where it was coming because I witnessed it. It was like, oh yeah, because he really got it out the dirt. I mean, out the dirt, man.
But you get that way, that's like a seed. You will see a fighter like a seed, right? If you come from the dirt and you blossom, right? You come from the gutter, you come from the gunshots, bullets flying over your head. Man, you got to eat oodles and noodles for a year. I ain't saying a week, a year. Man, you gotta put a mayonnaise on pancakes because you ain't got no syrup.
Put grape jelly on them.
Grape jelly, $30 million. When you tap onto that one time, you stay locked in and you stay focused. That man was so focused. I know you in there. Chime in on here, brother. Give us your thoughts on that. What brother DMV just suggested about the fight. But
mayonnaise on pancakes is crazy.
About that'll be a political move in my eyes. To be honest,
thank you, man.
To be honest with you, because if you put 2 and 2 together, you say, I don't see him making it up to one. I see him going up 147, but that'll be a bloated 147. It wouldn't be like
140. 140 is perfect. Even 144 to catch is.
I don't even Bud can't make it that low no more.
Man.
I don't see Bud making it. He'll be straining and hurting his body. So he would.
That's why I said it would be too much of a danger to Bud.
Because the way he'll blow up,
he's gonna be losing so much pop.
No,
going down the weight like that.
The way he'll rehydrate for that fight.
No, you're not understanding. You're not understanding. I hear what you're saying, and I get what you're saying about him rehydrating, but you got to understand. I'll use me as an example. Of course, I have a long, leaner body, so it's easier for me to cut the weight. And then some of my teammates who are a little sturdy and bulkier. When I got like my growth spurt and everything, and I started to go up in weight, and I was getting like I was starting to heal up more. So I, of course, coming out the hospital, you get me IV bags nonstop. So I was like 144. Dad said, cut till you can't no more because I need to see how far your body goes. I got down to 127.3 if I remember right. Because you remember there's a 126 class. And I said, Dad, I got to 127. And he was like, all right, we going up. I said, no, just give me a little more time. I could make 126. He said, no, we're not doing that. Because you already got to drink water. You got to take medicine. You got certain things that you have to do. I said, all right, so what we going to do, 32? He said, well, we may do 32, but we going to 38.
Yeah.
And that was because when you get to a certain point, and even when I was doing it then, like I felt my kidneys start hurting a little bit. My legs I felt lighter, felt sharp, but my legs started cramping up quick. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? But I'm hiding it. I'm hiding it from him instead of telling him until he figured it out. And he said, yeah, your body not even trying to go down no more, man. Because so if you got Bud going there, he's gonna eat by the time he gets to 48 and a half or 49, his body gonna start hurting so bad to try to even make 45.
Yeah. I remember now he walk around probably about 165, if anything.
That's why I don't see that being a fight that he can even make, really. I mean, but at the same time,
it's not a bad look though.
For him to say it out of his mouth.
Yeah, he entertained, heard him.
And this the thing. People don't realize how this whole thing started about. Tank
Hot 97.
Tank and Earl, they brothers, all right? They very close. And that's why I was posting so much content with Tank and Earl together, because that's really his little brother. So you gotta understand the emotional hit that it could have possibly took on Tank seeing that happened to Earl the way that happened to Earl. And
Tank tight with Earl, but he ain't.
And Tank has stated on multiple occasions that he has a little bit more pop in them hands.
Yeah, but he ain't that tight as it seemed that you thought on or that you saw on those videos. He's more tight with AB, and AB was tight with Earl, and to a degree, it's more of a AB bringing him around them guys back then.
Yeah,
they really
bringing him and Bunny.
Yeah, him and
Bunny.
Them. So they not that tight. It's so he tight, but he wouldn't care about that though, man. Now if that was AB taking that ass whooping like Earl did, it'd be really personal. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
But
that would be
AB would be different. But now I want
Bud sent Shakur at Tank before he fight.
Blade Cobb coming up. What's our predictions on that? AB versus Blade Cobb.
We
gonna come back to that, DM.
Okay.
I want to do the tail of the tape for tomorrow's fight.
Okay.
We're gonna add that on the end because we got some other topics that's coming up.
Yeah, we got Big Baby and everything. Big Country, Lord Jesus.
Here go the tail of the tape for tomorrow night. So I just wanted to show that to the fans. You got it, brother DMV. What you was saying again?
And as you look at the tape right there, as I stated before, I mean, I feel like if not the best, the second best Mexican boxer that probably ever lived, he's not about to walk out of there with an L tomorrow. No, man, when he fights, he's not walking out of there with an L tomorrow. Yeah, at all. So I just don't see that happening. Like I said, he's gonna dominate Munguia, and when he fights Benavidez, he'll do the same. And let me go on record saying that right here, right now, Canelo Alvarez is not going to lose to David Benavidez. All right, Canelo Alvarez will not lose to the Boogie.
I'm with you.
The wound still fresh, huh? That wound still fresh, huh?
What's your take on it, E? What's your take on it, brother? What he just said?
Yeah. Good God. I don't even see. I see Canelo having heart like he had Bevo and all, but nah, that boy can crack, and that boy's too big. So
Big too fast.
yeah,
Straight
and
down the pipe. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
but
So are we saying that he can beat Bivol, Dimitri Bivol? You're saying that David Benavidez can beat Dimitri Bivol? I'm wondering, how do you guys feel about that matchup? That makes way more sense than Canelo Alvarez in my eyes.
if you notice,
I mean,
smaller than Bevo's smaller Benavidez. You know that, right?
Yeah. So when he
might be
moves
good
up,
fight.
he's gonna pick up.
he moving up. He up.
I think
He up there
Bivol,
now. His next fight is at light heavy. He fighting
Bertby.
no, Voldnik or something.
He's fighting the nail. He's fighting the nail.
Yeah, the nail. Yeah, Alexander Voldnik or something.
Who's fighting him?
Benavidez.
Benavidez at 175.
Next month. Yeah.
I
some
thought
fight
you
just
talking
got
about. I thought you talking about the
postponed.
Bertby versus Bertby.
Oh nah, yeah, nah.
Bertby
That's
versus
I heard that fight got postponed, man.
that fight.
Yeah, I heard it might
I
have got.
was waiting for that fight. I really was.
Yeah.
man. I'm
He
tweaking for that.
was like sick on that. I think that
I'm
guy-
gonna be honest, it's not being sold enough. It's like you're not hearing about that fight enough, and that's such a huge fight. That's
Man,
one
that's
of the
like
biggest.
man, I'm geek for that fight.
Why are they
man.
not talking about this fight? That is one of the biggest.
Yeah, I'm so geek for that fight.
Guarantee is
I mean,
getting
Dimitri
talked
Bivol,
about
I mean,
Europe.
he didn't make no excuses. Look who he's going against. And this
Yeah.
man has almost every single opponent.
Yeah.
He has every single opponent. It's crazy.
Yeah, Turbiev, my boy, man. Yeah, and
Well,
for
now-
the people who watching this, if y'all ain't see it, we had James Toney on here. He picked Munguia to beat Canelo.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
And
don't
then-
like him. He don't like him.
he don't like
at
him.
all.
He don't like Canelo. He picked Munguia, and he talked about the Turbiev Bivol fight, and also had some things to say about his exhibition with Razor Ruddock. So if y'all ain't checked that out, man, make sure y'all go check that out.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
yeah, it's a lot going on with that one. Make sure y'all check that out.
Yes. Now we're going to move on, guys, to the controversial drug positive test for Ryan Garcia. I'm gonna play this clip right here with Ryan stating his, for the first time he actually stating, this is actually the second time that he's giving his statement on it. So I'm gonna play this, and we gonna analyze this situation first right now. So I'm gonna play this clip.
How the fuck would you know that? Come on now. They trying to play me, trying to take my victory. I never took Sarah's life, never would. These motherfuckers are clowns. And we know damn well he don't really want the rematch because he just claimed I don't want no rematch. So there won't be no rematch. I beat the shit out of him. It was the easiest fucking fight I've ever had in my life. So I'm not gonna fight him again. I felt like I was fighting an amateur. I made it look like he shouldn't even be in the ring with me. But if he want to do it again, I'm gonna end him even worse because he's never gonna be the same after an ass whooping. You take an ass whooping like that.
Hey, and you pretty as shit. And you pretty as shit.
If you do it again, wait.
Are you requesting to be Sam?
So, so do you guys go DMV? I'm gonna start with you, brother. What's your take on what you just heard, man?
I had that energy for Tank. Rematch. I'm just saying, just had that energy for Tank in the rematch. What he did,
That's
to
not
Devin,
gonna happen.
just to run that back, what he did to Devin Haney, I mean, it was career changing. I will say that. Is Devin done? We had this conversation multiple times. Devin is not done. Devin is going to rebuild from here. Devin will come back a stronger, better, more legit elite fighter. Now, will he pick his opponents this point, a couple more fights going forward? Yes, because he has to rebuild his confidence. But at the same time, I think this win right here, it will get to Ryan's head. It's going to be the reason Ryan gets clipped. I think this I really feel like somebody else will end up humbling Ryan because he's on this hiatus right now off of the Devin Haney win. He's on a hiatus.
I
you
agree.
Put a man on a bad night, and now it's like it's going to your head. And then with these claims that are coming out right now, we still need to know how true are these claims. Because if these claims are true, sir.
Yes, indeed.
Nasty work.
So that's just the game changer right there in the conversation. You robbed the man of an undefeated record.
Exactly. Hey, DMV, I'm going to ask you this too. Do you think if the claims are true, and if they are true, do you think he should be suspended indefinitely, or expelled indefinitely or suspended for a small amount of time, fined? And should Devin get his no contest on his record? What's your thoughts on that?
I feel as though they cannot. No, I say cannot. I feel as though there's a lot going on. I feel as though Ryan does need to be suspended for a while. You know what I mean? Until they check fully into this to make sure everything is everything. But do I feel like people could be throwing some salt in the game, a little salt in the wound to stop the man's victory because they might have not wanted to see him win? Possibly.
Isn't any questions
so
in there?
Let this play out. Let's see how this plays out, because you don't want to take away from the young man's greatness and what he accomplished on that night. His redemption was awesome. But at the same time, it's like, if you cheated for that, then you need to be penalized badly. Yeah. So was Conor McGregor wrong for what he said?
No. But Conor McGregor got it. It's just somewhat, is he wrong? But at the same token, you also got accused of something similar yourself when you come out and you bash this man like that. You got a similar claims that just recently happened yourself. You ran from and didn't even want to take a test. So you got watch like him. Yeah, he throwing glass. He throwing
real quick with
glass house.
At a rock at a glass house.
Yeah, Ryan said that. It look like they building up a little fight between them two right now. Like they building up something right there.
Like a couple of $100 million. You fight somebody like Conor, you walk away with $100 million. So I ain't mad at him for that, right? But that'll be the steroid Super Bowl. Okay, brother E.
Yes, sir.
Listen to the statements by Ryan. What's your take on it? How you feel about those PED results, and what's your take on it?
Yeah. Well, if it's facts and they did find out that he was, be honest with you, it really wasn't a fair fight from the beginning now. There ain't no way around that. You already came in 3 pounds over. Then you took something to rehydrate, to maintain your energy. I'll be honest with you, it wasn't a fair fight from the beginning. Don't get me wrong. He looked good performing, but at what is stake? So you can't see a full result if he really played if he played fair, to be honest with you. So with that, if he did take it, he deserved suspension. He also, and to be honest with you, after that, I say you have to take a test randomly throughout, Yeah,
because
there should be no reason.
They did.
That's what they did, and that's weird to me. That's what's so weird to me, because they took like 4 tests. They took like 4 tests. He passed all like 4 of them. Then he failed the last 2, the night of the fight and the night after. Like that's just, I'm like, that's I don't know how that works. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know how that works either.
You know this too. I be telling people, y'all gotta be, these fighters, you gotta be careful with this too. You get these trainers that come from these other sports, and they don't understand the rules of boxing. They so used to chasing body mass results and things of that nature. Now, not making let's clarify this before the record books for the audience out there. I am not making no goddamn excuse for that for Garcia in no form or fashion. The sport is very dangerous as is. To be taking some drugs and things like nature to make yourself become better is a goddamn violation in everything. Because people, I know friends personally that died in the ring. From DC, rest in power to Beethoven, Scotland. Fought with him in plenty tournaments. So to lose to people that died in the ring and for a joker to be taking anything to make themselves better, that's an abomination to the sport altogether. So let's set the record on that. But I want to say this. For those that's out there that go to these different trainers that come from the football backgrounds, and I'm not blaming nobody that come from that and saying that that's what happened. I'm just stating that you got these, because nowadays it ain't like back in the days where your trainer was everything. He took you to the gym, you lift with him, he took you everywhere, he did the nutrition. Now they got separate nutritionists. They also got new guys for the weight training and things of that nature. And they also got those trainers are responsible for what you eat and what you take supplement wise. So you got to be careful. So if I'm getting out here, because Brian mentioned ashwagandha, I take ashwagandha. You know, that's why I have that in my business. So ashwagandha, I think it's more to ashwagandha's a natural.
It gotta be more to it, because
more to it.
Osteoprene or whatever that could be in supplements or something, but
exactly.
What's it called, nanodrin? That's just a steroid.
Exactly.
You got to get that put up in you.
Yeah, and you knew it was in you. You knew it was in you. So, and these trainers, they know how to camouflage it, because you don't know the terminology, and a lot of these guys that's not involved in the fitness business, they know certain terminology. They don't know that terminology. Y'all see what I'm saying? So if I tell you that, man, take this, man, it's going to help you get, a little stronger within a month, man. It's a natural supplement.
And let me chime in, because as you all remember, it was a lot going up to the build up of Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia, when everybody thought that Bernard was trying to play something right. So I mean, you look back at this right here with the team. They got a lot of dirty claims around their team, and let's just be honest. The sport of boxing, people really view Bernard and Oscar.
I joke with she right when that came out. I said, man, did Bernard touch that man? Hey, but you also gotta look back to Tank saying, man, Ryan got to be on something, man. He's huge.
Yeah, bringing it up.
You know what I'm saying? So he's like, man, Ryan coming in, Ryan real. He a lot bigger than what he remember. You gotta remember, these dudes be around each other a lot, like
they know
all the time. So it's like, he noticed something. So it's like it's both ends, but it's crazy.
So I got a question on that also.
Go ahead.
Oh, I about to say I had a question on Ryan too, on the standpoint, because he did. Therefore, everybody with the allegation, if he did take it, another thing is this: he had problems losing weight then, correct? And how he was hurting. What happens when he move up to the next weight? Will he be able to survive that?
Yeah,
because that's a whole nother animal. That's a whole nother weight class. So for you, so if you're sitting in the middle, now where that put you at the pedestal? You see, on the ladder.
Yeah, great question. Great question. The way he shot up, the way he looked the night of the fight, I never blamed him for steroids, but I was just curious to know how the hell he gained 20 pounds that fast. But that's natural too, because me and C's was talking about this yesterday, man. These guys using these IVs, which is illegal.
You just said that.
And they're using these IVs. So what's happening is, they have what you call glycogen storage, right? Where reserves, glycogen reserves, with your sugar level intake is stored away, and when you take those IVs, it instantly comes back and get filled back up. So some of that weight easily comes back on, which is illegal. But the commission has no way to prove that you're doing that. Trust me, a lot of these guys is using them IVs, and they're definitely and they're storing their glycogen levels up real fast with unnatural. I've lost weight in the past, right? And I don't care, you be too full to put back on 20 pounds because your stomach shrinks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if your stomach shrinks like me, I do fast. I do 2 fasts a year. 30-day juice detox fasts. I do it twice a year. It takes me about 5 days to 10 days to adjust back to eating the way I want to because my stomach is shrunk. So I'm still trying to figure out how the hell Ryan Garcia gained 20 pounds when your stomach already shrinks up, and it takes a process to build back up into. They definitely had some IVs, and you never know what the hell they put in them IVs. These trainers is vicious, man. You gotta watch them. And I ain't talking about boxing trainers. I'm talking about fitness trainers. Gotta watch them. You got it, JR. It's on you, brother.
Oh, I was waiting. I wanted to go last for a reason.
It's all good, brother.
Let's start from the beginning, shall we? And for those on here who don't know, Uncle She, congratulated me when I finished school, but I did residency at Howard. I've done a lot of medical stuff, and I work I'm at the pharmacy in Allentown. So I know a lot about some of these drugs and pharmacology and how they work, how they mix. So let's start with Ryan and the steroids and everything. This is not disclaimer. This has nothing to do with my constituents that are on this panel. This is Don Hollingsworth II, Junior the Golden Boy, JR, whatever you call me, saying this. I had no proof, but I've been around the fight game and I did residency. So I did pharmacology, so I'm looking, and then I grew up being sick in my early years, so I know about on that end. So I'm like, okay, when he knocked out Dano, that raised my eyebrow. Remember the Valentine's Day knockout when he had the red and white on, and Dano was the same guy that fought Tank when Tank had on one of the same outfit that Floyd fought in when he fought Marquez. And he hit Dano in the first round, and Dano was out before he hit the floor. Now, at that time, I'm thinking to myself, okay, he has a natural whipping hook. We've known that since the amateurs. He's getting stronger, and he's with the right team right now with Canelo, where they're doing repetition. That's the best he ever looked, because when he was with Cinnamon's camp, because they do a lot of repetition drills to get things ingrained in you. But I did also think, he's known to hurt guys with that hook, but Dano pretty strong. And I'm like, well, at the same time, that hook is fast and ain't just strong. It's whipping. It's snap of a finger and you're gone. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like a phantom shot, so I get it. But the thing that raised my eyebrow is you're talking about a guy who's lazy. We've heard him being in Canelo's camp. I had text messages on my old phone, people telling me, man, this guy supposed to be in camp with Canelo, goes in there, have his cup on, shadow box for 15 minutes, leave. Next thing you know, he's on a plane. You see on Instagram, he's on a plane, helicopter, going to Vegas, or in party, or he's on the strip, cheating on his pregnant girlfriend, doing this mess, doing that mess, when he's supposed to be in camp. Right? So you're talking about a lazy guy, and yet this is the same guy who says, oh, I'm going to go up to 140, but I'm going to find a way to lose this weight to fight for the money for Tank. And you got upset that you had to cut the weight and you could only rehydrate 10 pounds, and it was this rib injury and you put the rib injury on the weight loss and getting hit to the body the way you did. And that was in camp, which leaked out, and Tank already knew before it leaked out because Tank specifically went to that spot. You then go up, because you had already fought a couple. You fought, forget the guy's name. Fortuna, because Fortuna came up to our gym and trained for a little while. He sparred. You fought Fortuna. He's never really fought at 140. Look at the box rec.
Yeah, he ain't never fought up there.
He's fought at 140, but he's never fought at 140. You get my drift? It's always a 42, a 43. It's always that, correct? I have never, in my years of being in this sport, seen somebody move up in weight and say they can't make the weight.
Yeah.
You don't fight 2 times, 3 times at this weight, and then you beat this kid the way you beat him.
Yeah.
And I got some stuff to say about Devin too. I got some stuff to say about a lot of people on this topic. So Uncle She let me cook. You sit there. You beat this kid the way you beat him. And y'all two, the way you fight each other since the end, y'all made for each other. Let's just call it what. Y'all both were made for each other.
Nice part.
You sit there and you go to the press conference. What's the first thing that came out of his mouth? Shortly after saying, "What's up, y'all? Y'all called me crazy. Oh, I ain't fighting at 140. I can't make the weight, guys. The lowest I can get is 143.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
That's exactly what he said.
That's his word.
Exactly.
You sit there. Then you talk about I can't make 140. I gotta go to 47. How in the world have you sat there and you move up in a weight and you can't make the weight? I've never seen that ever in the amateur or pro. I've seen it out of one person. I'm not gonna say their name, but that was because of the partying and the bull jiving. He got too far past cutting it.
Yeah.
But when you really doing, ain't no way. It don't work like that. And you sit there. I'm watching this kid, and then he starts the nonsense with how he's carrying himself. And in my mind, I'm like, you full of it. But you're very entertaining for the casuals.
Yeah.
But anybody who grew up around Maryland or DC, you know when somebody talking too much and they ain't really about nothing. Putting it in a nice way. And I'm watching you, and then you hitting this boy, and every time you hitting him, you hurting him. I'm like, I ain't got no proof. But we all know it was questions about Devin's chin, whatever, and we all know he has a gifted left hook. Not taking that from him. We're going to leave that there. This whole thing with the IV. Of course, we know with EPO you watch the Lance Armstrong documentary, you see anything, it's like a blood transfusion. They take your blood from you, they go and ice it and save it for when you need it.
Yeah.
Give it back to you. That's what Uncle Sheet is talking about. Yep. And what they're doing is not just with the blood, it's also now with, because you have different places now that have what's the running back for the 49 McCaffrey who dad played in the league? He's talked about the IVs. He's talked about how now, because when in halftime they give you an IV in the NFL, it's legal.
Yeah.
In certain commissions for people watching, there is some of them you only allowed to do. So you have different size bags. You have banana bags. You have 500 ml bags. You have liter bags. Liter bags is 1,000. And then you have 250 ml or 100 ml bags, which is like literally the size of this paper, but like right here. It's that small. You'll be out of there in 15 minutes. And they say you can only do it for 15 you only could do 60 mLs. You only could do some commissions only let you do 90 mLs, right? Because remember, Floyd got caught a few years back when he fought.
Yeah, Floyd was doing it.
Yep. And because they came and knocked on his door, and they was like, get the IV out, put the IV up, throw this stuff away. And they were wondering, well, open up the door, and he, of course, that thing, you got a big vein, that thing's still bleeding. And if you don't stop it, if you don't put pressure on it, could gush out. So those IVs, what fighters do, what I've been told from other fighters,
they do it.
After you weigh in, go on, they call, you pay. Oh, you know how to do it. You an IV tech? Oh, you this and that. Oh, you this. Oh, I just already peed for them at the weigh-in in front of all the press conference and weigh-in and all these people. Now, I need you to come by my room. My room is this suite. Come, just bring it in your suitcase. Boom, they got everything's sterile. Everything that they got with them is sterile. In their doctor bag, everything is sterile. But they're hiding the doctor bag. It's like a bag in a bag type of thing, like a bag inside of a briefcase type of thing. So you take it up there, boom, all right, we're gonna stick you right here, right there in the hotel room. I've heard these stories. All the stories that I've heard, they never mention the fighters' names or whatever. It's what they're supposed to. But you're not gonna sit there and tell me, for one, that you're going to sit there and, now you want to go to 47 because you can't make 40 and you never even fought at 40. And nor do you even have the discipline to try to make 40. But let's go to Devin because he's not exempt from this, nor is his camp.
We doing it too.
You're not going to sit there and hit me with no BS and say, we saw you looking like a mummy at 35. Nation, I know that's your boy, but Nation, let's really tell it how it is. This Bama got up on the scale, and he made global news on Google saying fighter gets on scale and scares people with how his face looks. Because he looked, how his face was sucked in, his eyeballs were sticking out, like people was really freaked out. You go and make this weight. This is your second fight at 140. And you still look drained making 140. Now, I don't know what's with these young fighters these days. I know I'm still young, but I don't know what's with these guys. I guess they don't have no walk around limit no more. Like, I was always taught, well, you don't go no further than 15. Hell, I ain't go past 12. I wasn't playing with hard work. We know hard work he was on point with his weight. And I ain't want to hit his mouth. I didn't want them problems in my life. All right. So then you got these guys blowing 30 pounds. I thought it was just only men, but we always heard the stories growing up of Mr. Bo having 50, 60, 70 pound swings, and he'll cut down to 135 or he'll get down to 255. But, that was heavyweight, and that was Mr. Bo. Sometimes Mr. Bo come in 225, 230. Sometimes he come in 250, 260 and still be the same Bo. But Devin sits there, and you now fight Regis Prograde, and we hearing you came back 165.
Yeah.
Help me understand. Ain't that much rehydration in the world?
20 pounds.
Ain't
25 pounds.
Much rehydration in the world. I'm going to give y'all an example. Mr. Anthony Peterson fought Bam Bam Rios. We already knew Bam Bam was in fat camp. He was cutting from 175 down to 135. Made the weight to fight Mr. Anthony Peterson. Mr. Anthony rehydrated to 139 and a half. Go look at the tail of the tape. Bam Bam rehydrated to he hydrated to 155. 20 pounds. But you're gonna tell me people telling me that you went up to 168?
Yeah.
From 140? Come on, man.
That's crazy.
And then you having trouble making 40. Now we know Victor Conti. He knows his pharmacology. I will not take that from him. He knows his pharmacology.
Right.
Because that's what got him in trouble in the first place. Because he knows his pharmacology.
Damn right.
You then create Snack. You go on and you got these fighters. And I'm not knocking it. Like, all right, cool. But as long as they're tested. But I'm going to teach y'all a little something about testing real quick. You know how easy it is to beat a test? It's really not as difficult as you think. We all got friends out of DC and Maryland who done did some things to make sure that they pass so they can get this job. Quiet as a cat.
Mhm.
Let's keep it all the way tall. Let's keep it tall. So now, when you do steroids, they say he popped on the 19th and the 20th. Bullshit. I'm going to tell you why. What's the point of taking it on the 19th and 20th? You're getting no benefit from it. Ostarine is a drug that can increase stamina, burn the fat, increase muscle mass, and muscle development. Okay? Now, if you take that drug like that, if anybody doesn't believe what I'm saying, go watch the 30 for 30 documentary called 979 about Ben Johnson and Carl Lewis. And they broke down how they used to do their steroids. If you don't want, and after you watch that, if you got more time and like some more dirt, go to Netflix and watch this Olympic joint called Icarus and how Russia did everything with the drugs. Look at that 979 30 for 30 documentary. The girl who ran track with Ben Johnson on the Canadian track team said, we're not supposed to pop dirty once we get to the Olympics or when we get to competition. When we get to competition, we've been off of drugs for 2-3 weeks by that point. Because what are you taught in boxing? By the time you get to fight week, you're supposed to be what? Peaking.
Yeah.
You supposed to be peaking.
Yeah.
Everything supposed to be, oh man, your hands are clicking back because you shooting out, you chomping at the bit. Everything's on point. If you're not drained, you on point. Yeah. It's like holding a pit bull or holding a thoroughbred horse with the bit, and it's like, stop, I can't let you out yet. Relax. Just 7 more days. Relax. That's what it's like. When you take that, you should be off of it 2 weeks lead. By the time he gets to fight week for the press conferences and stuff, he should already be off that.
Yep, it's already in its system.
You should be peaking. It should be out your system, and all the benefits of it should be peaking all through how you throw your punches, how you feel it in your lungs. You should be feeling all of that. I'm going to tell you from my own experience. When I got sick and they gave me, I had just a regular IV. I walked out. My doctor is in Germantown. I got 1 ml. I got a 1 liter, full liter. They gave me a bag of fluid. I walked out of there, got home, got back on this. I got home at 10. Got to the gym, sparred 6 rounds with Jared. I was weak. They had to drag me into that doctor's office. I was literally, by the time they got me right and I was good, and I was like, bouncing off the wall. My mother was like, Don, get him to the gym because he won't sit down. He bouncing off the wall.
Yeah.
You should be peaking. So let's go to back to Devin. You're telling me this kid popped on the 19th and 20th. How? And why do I say how? Because what's the first thing my Uncle Nesto and my dad taught me at an early age? I've seen everything. You shut the fuck up. You let me handle everything because this is a dirty sport.
It's vicious, man.
Stuff. Yeah, it is. They told me, man, it is so this sport is so dirty. I need you. I love that these people love you and that you are already genuinely this type of kid. So it ain't fake. So they're gonna love you. They need to find a reason to hate. Let them hate me.
Yep.
That's what they told me. These were the instructions they gave me. These are the instructions they gave Jared. But how many times have we watched documentaries where a company feels threatened by another company who sells the same thing and coming up the rank?
Yeah.
It's a corporate takeover. And it's like, oh, you threatening my power. You threatening my income. You threatening my livelihood. So we need to change this up. Example, Alicia Baumgartner pops dirty.
Yep.
We've known since forever that she's strong as a mug since a kid. There's still videos on YouTube of her wrestling boys when she was little.
Sure enough.
You telling me that this girl popped dirty? Oh, it's right when her contract supposed to be renegotiated. Jessica McCaskill calls Big Brother podcast, the Boxing Voice, and talks to them and says, and hey, no, she didn't do that. There's no way. I got threatened with, go back and listen to that podcast where she talked about how she was being threatened with, like, oh, you may not sign with us. You may not want to sign with us. I'm not going to say the promoter's name because I don't need that mess for Uncle Rashid. But if you know, you know.
We with all the smoke.
YouTube,
I'm with all the smoke over here.
Yeah, like go to YouTube, look up Jessica McCaskill,
Was it Eddie?
and look who she with. Yeah. Yes.
Eddie Hearn.
And she was like, I'm not doing she said, and I think with Caesar, yo, so you trying to say that Ness was like, man, you trying to say that you feel as though if you don't re-sign it, then she said, yes, that something may happen. Within 12 hours, she posts on her page, nothing that I said was factual. None of this is, I have no proof, and I've had nothing but good times with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Yeah. You mean to tell, we done heard some of the most dirtiest shit with this sport that we love. Stuff, I've heard stories of guys skinning the glove. Let's start small here. Skinning the glove back in the day. Turning an 8-ounce glove to a 6-ounce glove. Didn't take no padding out. They just took that string and pulled it back. And I told somebody, they said, what does that mean? Me and Professor Fox, I remember when he fought at the convention, I said, yo, he's skinning the glove. I said, if I'm off the rip. And I showed one of the young fighters, I said, what is that? And I showed the father and the young fighter what it is. He was like, oh my, this is a 16 ounce. I feel like I got a 10 ounce on. I said, yep. And guys getting clipped. Yep, take that string, start from the top, pull it straight, and you'll hear the leather go. You hear it. Am I right, Uncle Shady?
Hell no. I've seen it. I've seen it. For sure.
And then take the gloves back then, because back then, now it's a rule. The tape has to stop right here at the wrist.
Yeah.
Back then, you could go look up any Kevin Kelly, Hamed, Oscar De La Hoya. Look at where the tape stopped back then when they fought. The tape would stop up here where the red sign was. They was pulling that mug back. So that's, man, like a pole, like you getting hit by a pole. So we start there. I've heard stuff. Let's stay with small for a second. Oh, send the ring car girl up to his room around 9 o'clock tonight. Take his legs from him.
Yeah.
Now let's go a little deeper. Let's go deeper here. I done heard stuff of guys. Oh, what type of water he like to drink? Oh, he likes to drink orange juice. Oh. All right. Hey, cheers, guys. We're all gonna have a good fight. We're gonna make some money. Boom. You looking at it, yeah, man, such and such and such, put your joint down right before you come back. They switch the joints out, put something in it. All of a sudden, the next night, you can't take a body shot. You know what man, what's going on? My son can't take a body shot.
Yeah.
Putting stuff on the laces. Putting stuff on the front of the tape, not here. So when I'm palming you, next thing you know, I control your head when you try to come in. Now this rubbing to you. Oh, man, something don't feel right.
Yeah, all in your eyes. Yeah.
Oh, let's go deeper than that. Let's go deeper than that then. Oh, you say you got guys who sit there. Hey, take his mouthpiece. I said, Dad, why ain't he taking his mouthpiece out in the corner? Cause it's a big fight. Huh? He said, nah, sometimes they put stuff, they pay one of your people, put something in that mouthpiece. I you pop dirty.
Man,
I'm like, what?
Yeah, watch him.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all something. You got some guys, of course, they use, at Hillcrest, they use me as a cut man, or they use Reggie. Guys in the area, they've used me as a cut man because they're comfortable with me and they know, like Trey, and they know that I can rap and I can do all that stuff, whatever. And they like how I take care of them in the corner. But you also got to remember They also made other gyms. They love Reggie as well. Reggie's really good.
Yeah, Reggie's known for it. Yep, too. Yep.
Man, Reggie a bad dude. He taught me some. I tipped my hat to him because he knew I knew the book stuff, and he knew I knew some of the tricks of the trade. But he really sat me down and taught me, gave me my first into it. Really taught me some extra tricks that I needed to know in the corner, and I always be thankful for him for that. Some of these fighters show up to fights, even the big fights. Y'all ever seen the movie Play It to the Bone with Woody Harrelson and all them, and Antonio Banderas? Yeah. Remember when they showed up to the fight and they said, "Hey, this is gonna be your trainer for the night. This is gonna be your second assistant, your cut man. Banderas, this is gonna be your coach and your." Some guys show up. They may have a trainer, they may have a second assistant, but they ain't got no cut man. How you think Stitch Duran end up in corners?
Yeah, he ain't no cut man.
Some cut men be there.
The fighters ain't no cut man. Yeah.
Yep. So because they keep their card on them, and they just walk back there. They got their stuff in the car. They just show the commission. Hey, I run and go get your stuff so I can look at your adrenaline and make sure the data's right. Boom, you good. You got some money that night. They will sit there sometimes, pay this guy, do this. Go look at the situation with Chavez Jr. Speaking of him, where he was with a coach, and that coach is famous on Instagram right now. Where he looking like he putting the schnapps in his nose to clear out the bloody nose, but he doing this. Well, what's the first thing you taught on when you started hitting the nose? Do not sniff.
Do not blow.
Do not blow. Do not sniff.
Eyes go poof.
Swell up. Yes, it did.
I saw somebody do that. Man. I saw somebody do that during the fight. Like they just blew and their eyes was like just like
y'all remember when George Foreman did that?
Man.
And his eyes
instant. Right?
Alex Stewart. The Alex Stewart fight, right? Alex Stewart. Oh,
a Hitchcock after that fight, Joe.
So the point I'm making is it's so many ways in this dirty sport where you may say, "Oh, he just messed up my money hurting Devin." And look at the odds. He had no business winning this. Nah, we not having that. Company meeting. This is what we gonna do. Because who's around him? Where does he go? Where is he at now? He's in New York? He's still here? All right. I need to know where he's going. How is he moving? Whatever. Next you know, oh, hey, your A sample. Now he's talking about he got like 15 more hours or something like that to do his B sample.
Yeah.
You know, there's apps. This makes apps. This kid was clean all through camp when they popped up to make him take blood and urine. All camp, because remember, it was a big old thing about was he mentally good, because was he mentally straight, that they started testing him for every daggone thing.
Testing him like crazy because of that stuff.
Yes.
Mental stuff.
So you're not going to convince me that this kid, all of a sudden, on the 19th and 20th,
right,
it's just that dumb Dugan. He is a little dumb, but that dumb Dugan. So now I'm gonna take this, and if it's supposed to really help your stamina, I couldn't fucking tell, because every time he shot his stuff, he took off running. He was out of gas. So who you trying to fool here? It's so many. I don't put nothing past this sport, and every time I think I done seen it all. Once a year or twice a year, I see something that made me go, "What? They did what?"
Eddie Vicious.
It's a fact. JR just dropped a bomb on us, like.
yeah.
Hey, you muted, DMV.
You muted, brother.
Yeah, you probably got to leave and go back. I think you got called or something. Your joint froze, so you might got to bounce out and come back in.
Yeah, you got the flu when you come back, big brother. But yeah, Uncle G, I'm putting it out there. Like, I done seen how these, drugs, remember, with my ailment, I have certain medicines I have to take. And when I went to these jobs, when I finished school, of course, I don't look like the typical sickle cell patient. I don't have yellow eyes. I'm not Like they test me all the time to this day, and my muscle mass is higher than most. My muscle definition is much like all that. I'm not the typical look. Eyes aren't yellow. I'm not short. All that stuff. So when I walk in there, they not thinking that. And then I show them, hey, I'm gonna take the test, but this is what you're gonna find in it because this is this, this is this, this is that. And they be like, oh, you know what? You ain't got to take it because they know I'm not BSing them. And they know, and then they find out, oh, you don't drink, you don't smoke, so he good. So no, you're not. It's so much mess in this game. I don't put nothing past nobody and what they may have did to get this kid to get. If they want to take his victory away and make it a no contest and say, see, the reason why Devin was hurt that bad, don't mean he ain't got a chin, is because this kid was cheating. Right. This kid was doing this and the third. So Devin's still this, guys. He's still this. Instead of saying, man, Devin a bad boy. Because that Bama he ain't try to find a way out. He ain't make no silent agreement. Tell him about them silent agreements on how you see guys survive and they don't say they want to quit, but they make a silent agreement with who they fighting so they don't get hit with big shots no more.
Don't knock me out.
Devin didn't do that. Devin went out on his shield to the end, no matter what was going on that night.
You gotta respect him for that.
Like that. What was you saying, DMV?
You gotta do.
Has there ever been a case where boxer has got his old back? I don't think so. So either way, they can argue this as much as they want to argue this. Devin still has that strike on his record. It's not gonna, it's not gonna change.
Yeah.
You want to get Ryan suspended? Cool, granted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But going forward, let's just look forward.
I think they're gonna no contest it if it come out that if it's dirty, it's gonna be a no contest. He'll get his 0. He'll get his old back.
He will. Okay.
Yeah, he will.
They can do that all they want, but guess what still remains? That tape. That punishment.
The loss is the law. So the tape and
the law, not just the L, but the beating that he took that night. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even mention the guys putting stuff in their hand wraps. Remember the past with Margarito and but he took a massive amount of beat. You can take the L away. You could turn it into a no contest. Remember when Mr. Coley, he fought out in LA and he fought a guy and the guy wound up popping dirty for cocaine and they wound up taking a no count. But what still remains is, man, this kid was in trouble that night. He took a lot of shots. That beating still remains.
He won a lot of rounds though, so I don't think the beating took a lot. I think it took something out of. But not enough to where as though if Pitbull beat him next fight, you'd be like, nah, it's because Ryan. I wouldn't want to blame Ryan.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go on record right now and say I don't got Pitbull beating Devin Haney. So let's
no.
I said if
it's not beating Devin Haney. I don't see that.
He's not gonna find him. That Pitbull ain't gonna find Devin. He will never find Devin. Devin will be there and gone.
I got a question though.
That's a good fight. I want to see that.
What you got to say? You saying something there, brother?
Sorry, Mr. Eric.
Oh yeah, when he was talking about Pitbull, he was talking about Pitbull and Devin. I said, he'll just outclass him. Pitbull, a dog, can come forward, but man, that boy can hit and move when he feel like. He understands.
I don't know. I think Pitbull just go catch him once. That chin is something special.
Let me tell you,
that chin is something to behold.
I want to agree with all of y'all on that one. If he couldn't take Ryan Garcia,
that chin is something to be held.
You will see the most annoying fight. That's how I see it. Devin will hug and punch.
Devin gonna hug, but I don't know if Pitbull his strong little dude, man.
He got no
Pitbull, man. Once he get him, if he get him in the corner, I don't think he getting up. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, that's over. if he get him on the ropes, it's over.
I like Matias versus Pitbull as the fight to make.
I want Matias and Devin just to be evil. I want Matias versus anybody though. That's my man. But I got a question about this, John. Do y'all think that the Ryan, all this stuff coming out, Y'all think that's taken away from the Canelo fight? Because it's the talk. You don't hear much talk about Canelo Munguia. You hear all talk is the Ryan.
I think it's adding to it because of this week. When Ryan went there today, and we boosted the fight for tomorrow, which is going to do numbers. I did a post today on my DMV Boston joint. That joint kind of like doing some numbers, right? Between when we're going to talk about, which is our next discussion after we get off this discussion, between Oscar De La Hoya versus Canelo Alvarez in their prime. But because of the beef between Oscar De La Hoya versus Canelo Alvarez, personal beef, the fight selling itself because they're not buying it for Munguia. They buying it to see, because Munguia is in the Oscars camp, that it's some sort of revenge for Alvarez this fight. So I think that's what's selling it.
I mean, you know, that's the Floyd motto. You know what I'm saying? Floyd and Tank motto.
Take some punishment because of Oscar. Oscar is about to is about to take a lot of punishment because a lot of what Oscar and Canelo were, you know what I'm saying, going through. I really see that. I feel like he's looking at Munguia. He wants to see Munguia, the young man he watched come up, but he's looking at him like, you are the face of Golden Boy, and I am going to destroy you.
Right.
I am going to destroy you because you were supposed to step off when I stepped off. You know, he probably looking at it like that. But I got nothing more for him.
To answer C's question, is this fight losing steam because of that? The other fight,
not losing steam, but is this taken away from the attention?
I'm gonna say no. The Mexican fan base is going crazy right now.
Yes.
That Mexican fan base is going crazy. Now, that post on the DMV Boxing Legend was majority damn near some Spanish. It was Spanish all on that joint. It was going on. It was going on. I mean, like,
hold on. Use Google Translate, bro.
You just called me.
So the DMV, I mean, the Instagram got the translation thing on there. It was going off, man. I'm trying to tell you, they like, man, hold on. And even posts that I've been putting on here on the YouTube channel, they've been going off. I'm telling you, man, they've been going off about everything that we've been posting about a Canelo or about Munguia or about even Oscar. I mean, they just it's a equally divided. It's an equally divided.
You didn't do that. I don't know how that happened.
What my man do, man?
What happened? It's an equally divided fan base right now. You got the purest. This was going on with the Mexican fan base between Oscar and Alvarez. The purest Mexicans, right, are rooting for Munguia.
Yes, sir.
East LA Mexicans, the Sacramento Mexicans are rooting for Canelo. Now, it switched up. That same fan base that's rooting for Canelo are the purest Mexicans when it comes to going against Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we with Munguia, but we ain't with Oscar. And when we going against Oscar, we with Canelo.
Let me chime in real quick, y'all. You know, it's crazy when you think back to this similar style matchup. When he fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., everybody wanted to see Canelo lose to him. A lot of people did. What is with the Mexican fans when it comes to Canelo, them wanting to see that other Mexican fighters always come out on the... I mean, they started to look at
They
Canelo.
just say Canelo don't look Mexican. Like they just
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Nah,
You gotta remember too. You gotta remember the I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you go on after me, JR.
Yes, sir.
You gotta remember Oscar. You gotta remember the damn Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Yeah.
is legendary champion. It's like a god over there.
Mm-hmm. The lion of Culiacan.
Exactly. And so his credibility over there in Mexico is like God status. Like he literally can walk in a room and really like damn near be like the president of Mexico still to this day.
They won't claim
what Manny
he
is
stamped
in the Philippines.
What you say, like Manny, but believe it or not, he's bigger than Manny.
Is to the Philippines?
When it comes to the Mexicans in Mexico.
No,
This man was almost damn near 100 man. You gotta remember, this man was
92.
92 and 0. And when he did lose, which he lost to Pernell Whitaker, I'm never gonna not say he didn't.
Should have been Mildred too.
Mildred, but man, the dudes that you would think was beating this man, he would find a way. And one thing about Oscar, I mean about Chavez, he was a late starter. So you might think, man, my man punishing him, Joe. I got 5 rounds up on him. And by that 6th round, he started chopping their asses down. I'm trying to tell you.
This dude hit me in the hip.
Yep.
Yep.
And he was those days I remember because I was a young amateur back then, and I looked up to a lot of this stuff, right? And my father used to say, "Look at this fight." He was fighting. It wasn't even a major competitor. It was in Mexico, and my father said, "Look how."
I was about to say Terrence Ali, but Greg Haugen.
There we go. And guess what? He curried him. He could have knocked him out. He curried them intently. And my father had me doing that shit to these guys around the DC area. I said, I ain't like it because they was talking shit, thinking, he like, nah, we baiting their asses in the future so you can get some work. Start carrying some of these guys. Stop stopping them. Get some work. Use it as fun.
Yeah, use them.
Use them. Chavez was carrying a lot of those guys. He was carrying them because the crowd came to see him. It was in Mexico. The crowd came to see this man.
Give them what you want. Give them what they want.
See, that's legendary shit right there when you pleasing the crowd.
No social media.
No social media. All he got is word of mouth. Julio gave us a hell of a show. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, he carried them for like 5 rounds. He could have been stopped the dude, but he said, I'm entertaining my people.
And Terrence Ali. Remember what he did to Terrence Ali? Terrence Ali was a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
Man, he broke Terrence Ali down, man. He broke him down.
So that's what it is about Julio Cesar Chavez. He had a God present. I remember when Oscar De La Hoya was a amateur on his way for the Olympics. And I read an article in Sports Illustrated where Oscar sparred him.
I saw the tape.
That sparring session between him and Oscar. And they knew Oscar was going to be that shit because Oscar put some work in, Joe. Oscar put until he got caught.
Yeah.
You got to remember, Oscar was still fighting.
Yeah.
Just style.
Yeah.
Chavez was dropping body shots, hitting them in the hips and doing all them tricks and shit that'll break you down. But Oscar was the truth. But as we got into this, we going into the next topic right here, right?
All right. You say you was gonna let me go?
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, Chavez.
My fault.
All right.
My bad,
you know why? No, sir. So you know what it is? But to piggyback off of Uncle Sheep, talking to a lot of Spanish people, you gotta remember Chavez took his fight purse, a piece of his fight purse, and always donated it to the city.
Yeah.
One fight he fought, he used all his money to turn on the electricity in Culiacan, all of Culiacan, and television and satellite for everybody.
Yep.
Let me repeat that. Always gave money back to Culiacan, back to Mexico, but then took one of his purses and he turned on the electricity for all the Culiacan and paid it. Not just then, afterwards as well. And gave them satellite and TV. He was loved by the cartel. Go look at when he fought De La Hoya the second time. Go look at a couple of them guys who walking him out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people. Like if you look at a lot of his fights when he's getting walked out,
The
cartel.
They can't stand Oscar ass though.
They couldn't stand Oscar. You're talking about a guy who at the time he took all comers, belts or no belt. It was fights that he had where he had a belt and knew that he needed to stay busy and was saying, who want to fight? Oh, you a kid coming up? You want to fight me? I can't give you the commission not going to allow me to give you a title shot. But yeah, we can make it 10 rounds. You can fight me. And gave kids a shot. That's why his record kept going up so much. And later on, people say, "Oh, it's taxi drivers." No, he took the best that was out there. What we call tune-up fights, he took whatever. If it wasn't a title defense and he wanted to stay active, he was on a card. And he took whoever wanted it. Oh, you want it? Come on, step out here. You want that? Come get it. You want it? Come get it. Oh, don't worry. I ain't worried. Well, what about your belt? What about you ain't finding that today? I don't give a damn who you call, who you say. And you know I commend Devin Haney and this one. They doing whatever they can to fight here, fight there, whatever. But and you ain't finding that today. These man, you want it? Come on, step over here. We can find out about it. Oh, you want some too? Oh, the commission ain't gonna allow me to give you a title shot because you only 16-0 and you ranked 20th. You gotta get to the top 15. But don't worry, I'll give you some. Come on, we step out here. Give me like 2 months to rest, and then I'm coming back. I'll see you. And smashing these dudes off.
Yep.
Breaking these dudes down, like really taking pieces of these guys that they will never get back. That is a certain lore. It's a reason why this man's been retired since the Ivan Robinson fight. Farewell, Mexico. This is my last fight. Farewell. Then they made so much money. They said, all right, I got to do one. Farewell to LA. Farewell to Arizona. Farewell to the Alamo. Farewell to Dallas. Farewell to Fort Worth. Like he was still fighting, but it's a farewell
tour. Yeah. The world tour.
Right? So this guy, for all of these fights, and this man's been retired for how long, and he can still do an amateur exhibition, and the whole city come out. This is a guy who fought at the Alamo, where Oscar's fighting tomorrow. I mean, not Oscar, where Cinnamon's fighting tomorrow, where it's called Los Aztecas, where it's like a bullfighting ring, and they put like you're literally coming out your dressing room, and you're walking over the sand to get to the ring, and these arenas fit 100,000 people. That was regular for him. And of course, you know, back then it wasn't just that 100 because the ring at the big is gonna be 20 something by 20 something. So you're gonna put extra seats through that 100 yards away from the 100,000 that's sitting up there. You gotta add more seats at the bottom. M. Jones was filled. So you take that guy. Next person that came up was Oscar. Oscar fought everybody, but Oscar was American. He was too much of a pretty boy. He fought everybody, but they was like, but like when he fought Trinidad, we'll adopt you for this fight. Yeah, that's how the Latinos treated him. So then you go to Canelo. Oh yeah, Irish. He looks Irish, but he's really Mexican. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. The cartel kidnapped his brother on the day of his fight. He still had to go fight in his business. I commend him. Yeah, the cartel. Yeah, with the cartel. Remember the fight a couple years ago when he stopped the dude with constant body shots? Oh my gosh, I forget the guy's name. I'm sorry to disrespect him like that. I forget his name. But he was real, real tall. They kidnapped his brother. Cartel was doing that. I mean, people felt how Canelo was fighting, how he was coming up. Man, you can never feel the lion of Culiacan zapatos. Meaning in Spanish, you can never feel the lion of Culiacan's shoes. You will never be a tenth of him. You will never be what he bought here. You never know how he turned. Like the Milton Taylor fight, oh, forget about it. After that, oh Lord, this man walk on water. You know how kids look at Michael Jordan. You hear these basketball players talk about, man, I saw Michael Jordan come in through All-Star break. It was like he was floating. People talk the same way about Caesar Sr., Chavez Sr., because of how he fought. And it was like, you know what? You tip your hat to him. And guys, they will always love him. So, Canelo can't match that because Canelo's not fighting everybody when he's supposed to fight. He's on his Floyd stuff now.
Yeah, they don't like that.
They don't like that. They love the Arturo Gatti type guys. They love Gabriel Ruales, Michael Carbajal. They love Daniel Saragosa. Saragosa was getting crushed some fights. They had the high cheekbones, get cut easy every fight. Oh, but they love them.
They love that. Yeah. Rock 'em, sock 'em. They love that. Just stand there and cook. They just want you to stand there and cook. No moving, no dancing, no nothing. They want you right there. Mexican style.
No, it's not about they don't like that you moving. It's a big misconception about that. The Mexican style is all about pressure, but discipline pressure and dropping bricks on your guy, but not feeling like to be slick. You got to run around the ring. You can be slick and be like Charlie, rock on. That's where that came from, and they will never let Canelo breathe. The only reason why Canelo breathed a little bit is because HBO forced him to fight Triple G.
Yeah, and
they saw Chavez coming to Canelo's fights, being in his corner, and it's like, oh. Yeah. So it must be something. That's the only reason why.
Chavez got to stamp you, bro. If Chavez stamp you, you good, but he got to stamp you.
For the Mexican audience, you official. But now that we went into that topic, right, we going to go into this next one right here. So since after this topic, as I show this video, we going to get your analysis on what's coming up next. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start it off like this. With this introduction to this next one. Canelo versus Oscar De La Hoya.
Man, I know you did not. I know you didn't.
If they both were in their primes. Now let's watch this. Now we just seen two vicious knockouts. I'm gonna show it again. There it is. Now I'm gonna start this thing off with Earth. If Canelo Alvarez was a natural 147-pound prime fighter at the age of 22 years old, I'm going to say 25. That's more prime to me. 25 years old, 147 pounds, going against Oscar De La Hoya, the golden boy, at 147 pounds, 25 years old, equally. Who would come out victorious?
Interesting. At 25, I would have to give it to be honest with you, I have to give it to Oscar, man.
Okay. And explain why would you pick Oscar to come out victorious on that victory?
Dude, when his air was off the chain. Yeah. 25, his air was off the chain when he was fighting. So when he was going against the GOAT, he was going against the GOAT. When Canelo was at his prime, at 147, he did well. He definitely did well. He had stopping power. But when I seen the outclassment,
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I don't think he'll be able to do it with Oscar, man. That's just a personal opinion, man. Another thing about it is it'll be a good fight. But
Yeah.
it'll definitely be an intense fight, but I'm gonna have to go with Oscar. I definitely will.
Yeah. Makes sense. Now, brother, where's DMV? He left.
I guess his phone went dead.
Yeah,
Oh,
man,
I'm ready to hear Golden Boy.
Hey, no, we'll pass it on to you, champ. Now, and so you get to hear this clearly. 147 pounds, 25-year-old Canelo Alvarez versus 25-year-old Oscar De La Hoya. Who would win the fight? Why? And why?
We talking about Cinnamon at 47. So we're basically talking about the 15, 16-year-old kid, right? The 17-year-old kid, 18-year-old kid.
Nah, he's saying pound, basically like pound for pound type.
Oh, all right, pound for pound type of thing. Okay.
We're saying they're the same if they were 47, 25 years old. We know Cinnamon never fought 47 in a long time. So we just as a neutral weight class.
So we're gonna do that, but we're gonna do off of 25 years old, right?
Both from
25 years old was when shortly after he fought Floyd, or right before he fought Floyd, I want to say, or when he, one of the three. And we all know that he was nowhere near the same kid that turned out to be what he was when he got 27, 28. Mm-hmm. Oscar, when he turned 25, Oscar was dangerous.
Dangerous.
And you gotta remember, people didn't like him.
Right.
Remember that? People thought he was ducking at the time. People said, Oscar, man, he be ducking. He ain't no real Mexican. He ain't really trying. His team want him to wait till people get old to fight. He don't want to fight nobody in his prime. And remember who he fought around that 25-year-old age? Who remembers?
Oscar.
Oscar.
Oh, I'm surprised Uncle she didn't jump on this.
That's the name.
25.
A man by the name of Ike Cortez.
Cortez and Obakar. Yeah.
Obakar. People forget about that name. Obakar would be a world, like Andrew Council would be a world champion if they fought today.
Yeah.
They would have walked through youngins if they fought today because of what they went through back then.
Obakar was nice though. Obakar.
Oh, my man.
Obakar was 17 turning pro fighting. Remember when he fought Livingstone Bramble? Got put through that fire on USA Network. Livingstone Bramble was giving him all he want, but he still had no pity. I don't care if you a kid, you a pro now. Go on. Oscar beat these guys and got put on his back pockets a couple times too.
And some of them guys, he made them look. Hey, some of these guys look
average.
Yeah.
And that hook that he had, and the way, put my Rubik's Cube up, the way that he would not just like that hook he caught with Vargas with, where he would go in between your shot. He could throw his hook like this. See, some guys throw their hooks and they only could throw it one way. It has to be that way. And they get so adjusted and they get great at it to where they put people out with that same hook. He could adjust his hook to 6-inch. He could do it wide. He could turn the knuckle this way, sideways if he wanted to. But the hardest thing to do is to throw your hook, knowing that this guy's going to throw his brick, and get your hand in between his and get to the target. You're not going on the outside of his. You're cutting in between, going on the inside of his. And it's that little short. It's like all forearm basically. You're not getting all shoulder. You're hardly even getting your obliques into it. It's all forearm up, just 6-inch. Pow! And he putting dudes out. He knocked a lot of guys out with that 6-inch hook in the middle of exchanges. I would have to say, and then you take that jab.
Oh yeah.
That his jab was his regular jab was like a shotgun jab. His regular jab was a shotgun jab. I will honestly have to say at 25, Canelo wasn't groomed to get to that. If you say the 28, when he started really taking his time, setting up stuff, not just he already had the combination punching, but his head was still on line. He would sometimes pull his head right back to the line when throwing his punches. He wouldn't always turn. That's right there for it. Man, Oscar would have went on the inside and did what he did to Ike Cortez. Short, get it up in between. Short, get it in between his punch. Short, get it in between his punch.
Let me chime in real quick. I want to ask you guys, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey, DM, make sure you keep it on the topic of this fight right here, man. And we're gonna come back to that if you.
All right. So
let's
just pass me then, cause y'all know me. I just too much be going through it at one time where I'm gonna start chucking questions at y'all.
I love it.
And we'll be sitting here for 3 hours straight. So
what we want to do is we want to make sure the audience is in tune with this question.
Just stay on topic, Rick.
Right.
So since that, JR, so you predict? I mean, your answer is who?
I'm going with Oscar.
Okay, Oscar. So now Oscar. That's 2 Oscars right now. Now we're going to DM Nation because you was out. You didn't know what the question was in the beginning.
Oscar or Canelo.
Canelo
and they prime.
147 pounds at age 25 each.
Oh, that's
Who
easy.
you
Oscar.
Okay.
He was a beast around that time, Purdy. I mean, he was crushing everybody.
Yeah. So what do you think will happen? Why you pick Oscar? Give me your reasons for why you picked him.
I just feel like it would have been, at that age, I just feel like he was more established, like, as far as like he was deep into like him being like a great already at that age. Like, so I just feel like he would have had too much for him. He would have overwhelmed him. It would have been, too much power coming at him. I just don't think Canelo would have fared well against somebody like that. And when you really think about it, around that age, who can we really say Canelo jumped in there at 25 would have gave him a problem that would have been the same problem that would have been presented of an Oscar De La Hoya? Think about that. So that's why I would fully lean towards, Oscar taking Canelo down.
Okay. C's.
By stoppage.
By stoppage?
By stoppage.
Yeah.
Hey. He used to hurt like people. I get it. Time has went by, so a lot of people don't like to look in the history books and go back.
Which is a damn shame.
Fights, and you don't understand why people want to lean towards the yesteryear conversations, because at the same time, you can't take away what a man did in this sport. And when we really thinking about it, I just feel like, Oscar, he never ducked anybody. He never strayed away from anything. So
real talk.
Oscar.
And that's why, and let me say this, y'all. The reason for me bringing up these conversations, I listen to and see the disrespect Oscar was receiving during these few years.
Right.
So they use his personal life up with his boxing life. Oscar in boxing was not to be fucking played with, man. Oscar, in my opinion, has one of the greatest boxing resumes in boxing history.
Oh man.
I ain't saying just if you take Oscar's resume and you put it next to anybody within the last 30 years of boxing, or 40 years of boxing, You got to put Oscar in the top 5.
He was an EA Sports cover athlete at one point in his career. Like, people just forget the greatness that Oscar brought to this game.
That real shit.
I mean, sometimes you just think about everything that went wrong with Canelo. Now, what if everything didn't go wrong with Canelo as far as their business relationship is concerned? Like, would people just be taking as many shots and, you know what I mean, throwing these darts at Oscar that they throw? Or is some of the frustration and the dislike that Canelo personally has towards Oscar leaked out into the media so much that now they are picking side with Canelo because he's the face of boxing and trying to shame everything that Oscar has done previously.
Tell it.
You know?
And that
this is the same man who had 105-5 amateur record and was put on TV with Ivan Robinson, Chop Corley. They were put on TV. But in the amateurs, like, it was more TV back then. Yeah, it was more TV amateurs back then. But
Oscar,
when it was Oscar, oh my gosh. When I watch some of them old amateur fights and how they talking about this Bama, I mean, Oscar, oh my God. Oh, this great kid's coming up. Oh my God.
If Oscar, and I'm sorry to cut you off, if Oscar wasn't who Oscar was at that time period, it would never been a passing of the torch when Floyd was able to defeat Oscar. That's what took Floyd to the very next level. People don't understand. That fight against Oscar took Floyd over the top at that point. That was the money fight. That was the fight that got him going. His money made. I mean, everything was different after that. And you got to thank Oscar for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
who? Go ahead. You got it, brother. My fault.
Nah, I was just I'm sitting here trying to find a way because everybody went with Oscar. I'm trying to find a way to go with Canelo, but it's hard because you look at Oscar's resume at that time. It like JR said, it's Corte, Obakar, then Trinidad, Coley, Shane. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though he lost to Trinidad and Shane, facts. Even though he lost to Trinidad and Shane beating just about everybody on Canelo resume. You know what I'm saying? So, and there was good fights. Shane, my man. That's like my Shane and Winky, my two favorite fighters. I'm trying to tell you.
You got to remember Shane and Oscar, because you remember Oscar came out in 92. Shane came out in 96. Shane lost to Vernon at the trials.
Couldn't be Vernon.
Them two.
92, he came out 92.
Oh, 92. Them two were so revered.
Yeah.
Oscar and Shane were so revered. They were amateur superstars.
Yep.
Am I lying, Uncle Sheed? Am I?
Listen, it used to be a USA boxing magazine that used to be out before they got it on the internet now. And if you was an amateur fighter, you didn't see enough. You could not have saw enough of Oscar De La Hoya for Barcelona, getting ready for that 92. Him, he was on that squad too, but I think he went pro the year after that. You had Vernon Forrest, all of them was on that squad. Chris Bird. You had so many other guys, Larry Donaldson. You had them guys that was a part of that crew. That 92 mob was Oscar.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Oscar set the tone for Olympic boxing. Oscar was the only one to win the gold medal right that year, right?
That year, yeah.
That 92 Barcelona squad. And when Oscar came out of the amateurs, Oscar was fighting world-class champions off the break.
Off the muscle, yeah.
Off the break. Oscar's resume, dudes was 30-0, 30-2. Oscar was getting them up out of there.
Jeff Mayweather.
Yeah,
Jeff Mayweather.
Fifth fight.
Fifth fight.
His first fight, dude, was 5-1-1. Like,
Yeah. Blasted him.
So the point in this, and I'm not no Oscar fan by a long
You
shot.
just tell him what you saw. You was there. You tell him what you saw.
Nah, I'm a house.
And let me tell you,
I'm a Shane fan. Like, you know, I
Oscar had one of the greatest amateur records as well in boxing.
105-5.
And when he went pro, they was not giving him no easy work. But guess what though? He set the bar for the money because Oscar got a nice check when he got signed. When he got signed to Bob Ehrman and them in Top Rank. They gave him a nice check. And that was the thing. Everybody wanted to be Olympian after Oscar De La Hoya. Everybody been wanted to be Olympian because of Sugar Ray Leonard, you had Pernell Whitaker,
Mildred Taylor, and all them, yeah.
But the money was coming from the Oscar thing, right? Oscar got signing bonus probably, I think. Now I'm not.
It went up higher.
Went very high. And the group that came through the 2000 squad, that's when it stopped. It stopped after that group because they got nice signing bonus, and a lot of them was getting in a lot of little trouble and things of that nature. Ooh, all of them my homies that went on that squad, but they stopped. They cut back the big signing bonus after the Olympians came out. I'm not blaming my mob in that squad at all. I just know that things changed after that, where it wasn't that much important to be Olympian as far as the professionals dealing with them. It's still important to me because I know what the Olympians been through to get there. That's elite level to get to that level, to be that. But Oscar set the tone for the generation that I came under, that we was chasing that glory. To be called the Golden Boy, that meant something. And you notice that David Reed, when he went and won the gold medal in the 96, he was the only Olympian to be a gold medalist in 96. The signing bonus wasn't as high as it was for Oscar.
Ricardo Williams
got a nice one though. He got a good signing.
Yeah,
bonus.
he had a good one. And then Lord Jesus.
Yeah. Shout out to my brother though, man. That's my homie right there.
That man could fight. He was man.
I could call Ricardo Williams right now and put him on the show, man. That's my
man.
boy.
I would love to talk with because I hear so many stories from John Porter.
Guys that love to come on the show right about now.
Yeah. Ricardo Williams, one of the greatest amateur fighters you will ever see in your life.
Yeah, I heard so many stories. People, Sean Porter till this day will say, "Man, the stuff I saw him do in the ring."
The great to bring his name up in a heartbeat. Him was not to be played with in that boxing ring at all. My brother won nationals, couldn't do nothing with the boy. I mean, he gave him some work, but he'll turn it up and get Spencer Harsley, our homie from here, turns it up another notch, man. I'm talking about he had an extra gear shift. Once he hit that joker, it was over. I used to be 2 years older than him, and I'd fight some guys from Nate area, right? And he'd be talking shit to me. He the only dude that ever talk shit to me. I'm telling you, he'd be like, "I'm coming for you next." You know, I'm like that. But that's how he was. He didn't play, Joe. Slim was the truth. He one of the most. I respect him to this day. It's vice versa here. But Oscar De La Hoya birthed mindsets of guys like that.
Yeah,
that's what they saw. They saw Oscar De La Hoya. And this is one thing that I tell people and about the importance. I see a lot of dudes say that the amateur boxing is not required ends to be great pros. I totally disagree with that. If you do your research on the top 10 greatest fighters of all times, 8 of them have amateur pedigree on another level. I say the top 10 greatest fighters of all time. Check their amateur pedigree. I guarantee you.
To back up your point, Uncle She, I'll use me as an example. When I started training with Uncle Herb, you know, and the Russells and stuff, and they coming from, of course, at this time, I'm basically banned from being able to fight, but guys are still requesting me for camps. Like, you know, yo, we'll make sure we take care of you. You know, you're going to spar, da-da-da. And I'm Gary pulling me to the side. I'm working with guys, Russian guys. I'm working with Brazilians. I'm working with these guys that are just here, or they will sit there and Gary will sit. Alan will get in there with me, and I'll work with Alan. Alan be like, "This round I'm gonna work like a Cuban. This round I'm gonna show you what it's like to be in there with a Russian." And when you see, like for instance, Russians do this. It's not like Oscar. Oscar did this, but Russians is pop, 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 pop. It's like in, out, and as you're doing it, you're punching going front to back. And when I saw one Russian, he came out, he did this, and I'm like, I had to adjust. But when you have these guys, yeah, but it was easy for me after the first round because I could just punch down on him, you know, because he was shorter than me. But it helps when I've been able to work with a guy who's on the nationals team that fought a Cuban, and he's teaching me Cuban stuff. And he tells me, "Hey, I got a fight coming up. I need you in camp. And you got long arms. I need you to box like a Cuban. So go home and watch some tape on Cubans. Come back. We're going to do the 8-week camp." You need that stuff because guess what? Them dudes turning pro. Now, of course, in their countries, they get paid to fight for their country, to stay amateur longer. But they will be coming. And when they come, some of their fundamentals is much more tighter. And you got to be able to do certain things and adjust. And sometimes when you're in those lights, it makes it so much more difficult because instead of being in the ring in the sparring and getting it right, you sitting there doing it under these lights, trying to adjust this quick. I was like, God, I ain't never seen this stuff. Oh, man. And it just messes you up, throws you completely off.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like how you think Lomachenko could come over here, you know what I'm saying, with all that amateur background and be a title contender in a fight or two, you know what I'm saying? Being in a title shot.
400 amateur fights.
I done seen it all.
Was it?
It was his second fight.
And the only reason why, Orlando Salido knew I can't beat this young boy. So you know what? I'm taking you. I'm about to hit you low while the referee on this side, and I'm clinched in. I'm hitting you low. I'm hitting you in your hips. I'm hitting you in your thigh. I'm gonna sit there and throw my shoulder on you. I'm gonna shoot it right up. I'm doing all kind of stuff to you.
Hey, we got Ricardo Williams on the line.
Wait, it's a beat noise going on.
Yo, what's up, y'all?
You got Ricardo Williams on the line, y'all.
Hey, Mr. Ricardo, it's a pleasure to talk to you, sir.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate you having me, man. What's going on,
man? I just want to tell you, thank you for all you gave the game. Thank you.
Oh, man, you're welcome, man. Thank you for thanking me, man. I appreciate being appreciated.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I was telling the brothers on here, man, about how, man, you had that extra gear in that ring, man. And tell. Hold on. Okay.
Hold on. What you say? I'm right. Go ahead.
I said I was telling the brothers, man, about how you had that extra gear in that ring, man.
Oh yeah, man. That was giving it to me through Pops, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
That was giving it to me through Pops, man. He made it as a youngster. He made it real clear that this ain't a game. If this is what you're gonna do, you got to eat, sleep, and shit boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
He was one of the first ones that told me, like, King Griffey tell you he play baseball, Michael Jordan tell you he play basketball, but Sugar Ray won't never say he played boxing because it ain't the game. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
Man.
And I always wanted to do whatever it took for me to, to be the best. I mean, whatever I did, what I thought, whoever I was going against wasn't doing. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed, man. You took the sport, man. Like they don't know me and you know each other since, man, childhood. Like, man, I'm talking 93. You know what I'm saying? And
Sure.
But yeah, we go back like British Knight and Playboys, man. You know what I'm saying?
I heard. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I was telling them about how guys like Oscar, the conversation is about Oscar versus Canelo in their prime, right?
Right.
And I'm telling them about how we looked up to guys like Oscar, you know what I'm saying, during the Olympic run. Explain how Oscar was to you, like how he was to me. Explain how Oscar represented the USA boxing to you.
And well, to be, Oscar was that guy, you know what I'm saying? But my like not to like switch characters.
Yes, cool.
But like, you a little bit older than me, right? So, like Oscar was 90. I mean, the 92 team.
Yeah.
The guy who really amazed me was Antonio Tarver.
Oh, Antonio Tarver.
You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
But like when I say that, it's like it can really relate to how you felt about Oscar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Antonio Tarver was the first person like to make over $100,000 as an amateur. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As an amateur, you know what I mean? He was that guy.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. You know what I mean? He got $100,000 as an amateur. You know what I mean? He was a guaranteed gold medalist. You know what I'm saying? But shit happens. But that was the guy who I looked up to, and when it came Olympic time, we had guys from Cincinnati, Ohio, like Timmy Austin and Larry Donald. They was on the team with Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
So those guys was right here in Cincinnati with me as well. So when guys was looking at De La Hoya, you know what I mean? I had hometown guys from Cincinnati, Ohio to look at. You know what I mean? In my hometown. So those guys, like the same, like how you speak of De La Hoya, that's the same way I think of guys like Timmy Austin.
Timmy Austin was the
Larry
truth.
Donald.
Larry Donald.
You know I mean?
That guys I mentioned, Larry Donald. Yes, indeed. Those guys.
Timmy Austin, Cincinnati kid.
Cincinnati had some fighters.
I always been the type of guy though, like I like Pernell Whitaker and Roy Jones, but like my favorite fighters always been, guys like Robbie Springs, Timmy Austin.
Mm-hmm.
That's every day. I'm like a real like hometown guy.
Yes,
so
indeed.
Like the guys like I ain't never been in the gym with Sugar Ray Leonard.
Right.
Muhammad Ali. Watch the work that they put in.
Right.
But I've been in the gym with Robbie Springs. I've been in the gym with Timmy Austin. I seen the work they put in. I seen the sacrifices that they made. I seen the determination that they had. You know what I mean? So therefore, that me seeing that made them my idols.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Preach.
Who we got winning? Who we got winning these games?
Who you got winning on tomorrow, man, with Canelo and Munguia?
Man, I got Canelo.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I got Canelo just on the strength that Munguia, he too brave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He only really know one style. And I think Canelo a little bit better at that style that he know. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. And as we talked about some fights in the past, and a lot of people don't know, you paved the way for a lot of these young guys came after you, like AB and Rashid Wars, and them, and Warren, and all of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Explain how they looked up to you coming up in the fight game, and I can honestly say you resurrected Cincinnati boxers to get these young guys to where they are now.
Yeah, man. I mean, those guys, man. They like I said, like you said, I mean, they looked up to me coming up. You know what I mean? Them like my babies right there. You know what I mean? They showed me the utmost respect. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, as far as AB go, you know, I just hope he just, you know, just lock all the way in. And I hope that he recognizes that right now in his career, it's 4th and long, and he got to take it serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
You know, it's 4th and long in the game, and we can't punt. So we got to call a hell of a play right now. You know what I mean?
Right. We got to go for it. They got to go for it. What they call that joint? The
Hail Murray.
Hail Murray joint. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Hail Mary situation, but we got to call it bad, motherfucker. We call it flea flicker or something.
Man, you know, I remember, man, when we was coming up, man, you had guys like yourself, you and Dante Craig, who both were Cincinnati, who was a teammate of mine in the USA team. Y'all came in the same Olympics together on the 2000 squad. How was that, man? Coming with your homie, man, coming through the ranks with your homie, and y'all both on the team together.
Man, for me, that was like a dream come true to me because, you know, I grew up under Dante.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of them, Dante, Jill, Tucker, all them guys, they fall in the 96 trials.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And, you know, like with me growing up under Dante Craig, it was one of those situations where my father had to mold me along with even sparring with him. Like, I had to go through the motions of him just weaving, him working on defense to him. Okay, Rick getting a little bit bigger now. You can use your jab now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
To the point where I'm growing up now, he got to go full out. But, you know, like, he one of the guys that raised me in the game. You know what I mean? I got a lot of respect for Dante Craig. You know
yes, indeed, man. And then Gerald, is Gerald over there overseas right now? And then he's somewhere. I think Gerald on a sabbatical right now, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's up. I don't know where he is, but you know, much love.
Yes, I think in Costa Rica or something like that. Yeah. Shout out to Gerald, man. It's a good homie there, man.
Shout out.
And for those that don't know, Gerald was Floyd Mayweather's trainer. That just for the exhibition. He trained Floyd Mayweather.
Gerald Tucker.
But listen, Ricardo was the reason for him getting into a boxing ring.
Yeah. Shane, I'm gonna tell you a short story, man. You know, Gerald Tucker used to be real good in baseball, man. Like, probably could have went pro at shortstop or second base. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? You know how it is growing up in the hood, light skin. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
He came and told me he wanted to start boxing. So I told him to you know, I usually go running at 7:00 in the morning. I don't know why I told him. I said, if you want to box for real, come to my house tomorrow at 5:00. You know what I mean? I was being extra.
Right.
And, you know, lo and behold, he showed up at 5:00 and he knocked on the door. My mom told me, you know, you told him to come here, you know, get your ass up. You know what I mean? So I got up, we went running. I tried to take him on the longest trail I could, man.
Yeah.
And he stayed right there with me, man,
that's
the whole
what's
time.
up, man.
And my daddy, you know, took a liking to him. You know, Gerald like a sponge when it comes to boxing.
Yeah.
You know, my dad took a liking to him, and if I'm not mistaken, man, he made the Olympic trial finals in '96 with only like 5 or 6 fights.
Yeah, he was one of the ones, man. He was like, man, I only had like 2 fights, made it to the championship in the JOs. I'm like, yeah, 2 fights. And then I saw him in the Golden Gloves. He won that joint. Man, he was winning shit with no less than 20 fights, man.
Like Big Country, like Deontay Wilder, come in winning it.
He was winning it,
but
man.
The crazy part, they have similarities when it comes to like coming in and winning. But when you see this guy fight, man, like,
oh yeah,
his technical skills, like he was like a mechanic.
But
only like 7 or 8 fights, like he understood the game like quick. You know what I mean? He was different.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. Deontay had that power, but Gerald had skill, speed, and
precision
and everything. So
I learned that from. I had the pleasure of being in camp with him at Headbangers, and just from that couple days I was up there with him, he helped me. He's like, "Oh, you a sharpshooter?" He said, "Come over here, I'm gonna show you." He said, "Man," and he just helped me with even more precision on my shot. He said, "Yeah, we thought now add this a little bit more." Just all he did was freeze me and move me 2 inches further into the shot.
Yes, indeed.
And I felt the difference. I saw the difference. Everything was, he said, look, you still on balance. You got good balance. Boom. Just the way he put all his punches together and everything and gave me that game. I was just like, oh, man, I appreciated it so much.
Yeah, man. You know,
he a good dude, man. He a good dude, not a jealous bone in his body, man. And he one of the top trainers.
You know, Cincinnati, man, we was rivals, but we was brothers. We more brothers than rivals. You know,
yeah, for sure, for sure.
DC and Cincinnati have a it's like if you look on the map of DC and Cincinnati, they really adjacent on the same line. If you go check the map out from Cincinnati and DC, it's directly across from each other, east to west.
I'm gonna tell you something else about DC. When I was younger, the first fighter I fought from DC was Spencer Harsley.
Spencer
Harsley. And we used to make fun of DC fighters because of the y'all used to wear the drop socks.
The drop socks, yeah.
Drop socks. So our thing was like, oh, you gotta fight one of them dudes with them fat ass socks. and the joke was like, man, them niggas with them fat ass socks, they can punch like a motherfucker.
Hell yeah, man. The good old days.
Hey, man.
Good old days. Shout out to Clarence Vincent too, man. It's my man from DC.
Yes, indeed. He was just on here with us last week, man.
That I know.
Yes, indeed, man. He was just on here last week too with us, man.
Break it down to fight, yeah.
Yes, indeed, man. I'm gonna make sure I shout you out, man. See, you got it.
I just want to ask him one quick joint about how you feel about the PEDs with Ryan and how you feel about Ryan with them PEDs.
To be honest, scratch out the PEDs. Like, I don't think the PEDs have nothing to do with the fight, man. I think people have not recognized how familiar these guys were with each other before they fought. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys fought 6 times in the amateurs, and if I'm not mistaken, like the last 3, Ryan got the better, and he gave Devin 8 count.
He 8 counted Devin.
So with that being said, like, and them guys fight each other all their life. Some guys that, it's like, some people in your head, you just say to yourself, like, excuse my language, this motherfucker can't beat me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, like, it's like, some people you just gotta hear, like, this motherfucker can't beat me. And with that being said, like, I'm gonna get in extra shape. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
Extra shape because it's him. And I think it was just one of them occasions, like, they so familiar with each other that Ryan really got comfortable and he got confident.
Yeah.
And with him being comfortable and confident, on top of that, he landed that shot like that in the first round. So that was crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you, man. Honestly, for coming on here, brother. One thing about Ricardo, I can call him, man. I don't care where he at, man. Brother he gonna be there, man, and be able to, if he can, he gonna show some love, man. We brothers for life,
I'm on
man.
The road, man. For sure, man. You already on any time, man.
Yes, indeed.
I'm on the road right now with my brother Marcus, man. We sipping Douce, man.
Hey, man, welcome home, man. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy hometown, man. I know you be gone for a minute, so man, I know how that feeling go. I know you miss Cincinnati, man.
Hell yeah, man. They showing me love, man. They miss me too, man.
Yes, indeed, brother. Man, I love you, man. Be good, man. Stay safe out there, brother. Peace and blessings, man. All right, brother. Thank you again, man. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, we just had...
Yo, I just talked to Ricardo. I just talked to an Olympic silver medalist, Ricardo Williams. I just... Thanks, Uncle Sheep.
Listen, man, this dude was the truth, man. He was not... Him and Hakeem, they used to be having chess matches when they fought each other, man. back and forth, but he would turn it up that second and third round. He'd go for it. Not forget. And he didn't. And one thing about it, he talked shit. I didn't care where he was. He talked shit. He see you, he gonna say something to you off the break. That's the way he was. He gonna say something to you. But man, shout out to Ricardo Williams, man. The 2000 silver medalist, man, ladies and gentlemen. So, man, we got one more topic to talk about. Go ahead, brother. You got it, brother.
I want to
JR.
ask. I wanted to ask y'all if it was okay that I wanted to see what y'all thought about Big Baby's supposed to fight Deontay.
I heard about that. I heard not. You
Yeah,
know, I
it's official.
Oh,
It's official.
I got the news. Yeah,
win if it's
he fights Big Bang. If he comes out unscathed, he could fight 8 months after that, and he could fight Big Baby. Punches hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's start there.
He could catch Big Baby, but
Yeah, and Jared has a habit of skipping to his guy and exchanging and leaning back and still being there. You lean back too far, that right hand's still online.
Yeah. I remember Jerry Forrest caught him with some stuff, and I'm like, I don't know if he's ready for them, for the Wilders and Joshuas and them yet. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, let me chime in on this for a hot second. Let's not overlook what Joseph Parker did to just jump right into all these things, all these next Wilder adventures and all this other stuff. Man, go get your get back, all right? Go get your lick back. Let's talk about that first.
He should have got that get back, right? I'm with you on that.
Nah, for real, because I mean, you chased down Tyson Fury, and I really feel like you should have left that alone after the first one. You just left that be. That shit has been a fight that he should have built up later on. So around this time period is where it would have made more sense. But he let Tyson steal something from him.
Yeah,
it came out in that Joseph Parker fight. So go get your lick back first before we start talking about all these other people, because we really don't know what he about to do against Big Bang.
I'm about to say, I don't know. Big Bang is nasty. Big Bang,
and he might do Wilder very, very dirty.
Might be dirty. Might be nasty.
Yep.
Right. So,
hey, Eric, you
Big Bang got to get through the first four, though.
You see Joseph Parker just coming in there and walking through Big Bang? No. I just don't see it happening. So the same way I see this as being a very dangerous fight for Wilder. If he can get past this obstacle and go get his lick back, then we can start talking Wilder in the bigger fights again.
Do y'all feel as though him with his trainer, do you think it's time for him to move on to somebody else now, Scott? You think he should stay with Scott?
No.
I think you need to move on.
Right. It's too late at this point.
I'm gonna say why. I don't know if it just looks like Wilder is smaller or something with this guy or something, man. Something's different.
He lame.
Wilder like to be that size. He like to be. He always is small.
He don't want to feel bulky too much.
So go ahead, Mr. Eric. Go ahead, Mr. Eric, and then I'll go.
Listen, I'm not really a Wilder. You know, he ain't really one of my fighters I really key into because I can't.
Wilder not even. I don't even think Wilder hungry anymore. To be honest,
it might be what it is. It might be.
You know, I was one of the biggest fans of Wilder. That's my mother's favorite heavyweight. That's her heavyweight choice right there. But when it's all said and done, I mean, like I said, that Joseph Parker fight, hey, I lost money behind that. I feel some type of way. I keep on betting on you guys, and I'm not coming home. Come on, man.
I feel you, bro.
I was wondering why it was so much bigger.
It was passion with it, wasn't it?
I was like, dang, yo, he is up.
You know what I mean?
I can see Nation in front of the TV now. Man, what happened to the last 45 years? Come on,
hey, why you ain't hit him like you hit Lanius, man?
The way I be yelling at this monitor directly behind me when I'm watching the fight. I mean, when I seen that going down, I'm like,
ain't this a ball?
Put a hand through the drywall, man. Don't be that frustrated off of watching one of your favorite, if not favorite heavyweights,
right?
Take defeat like that. And he is my favorite heavyweight, but it's like, come on, I need you back in your prime form. We was talking Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder again, and we got robbed again.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna on that night, Anthony Joshua was destroyed Wilder looking like that.
Yeah.
He would have
badly.
destroyed him.
Badly.
You wouldn't have wanted to see that.
Yeah,
All right. I'm gonna keep it all the way tall for y'all. Big Bang puts his punches together. He doesn't mind stepping with his jab.
Fact.
He doesn't mind letting his hands go. But there is a chance, not just with the brick, but the exhaustion that may come with that brick, because Big Bang has had a habit of running out of gas between rounds 4 and 6.
Yep.
That's going to be the telltale, but we also know Big Country doesn't have the best stamina either. Now, when it comes to Mr. Malik, I've had the pleasure of speaking with him and still have a good relationship with him. I love what he's done with Big Country, but you ever seen them guys in the gym, Uncle She, who you teaching them stuff, right? And he's doing it all during shadow. Over that course of those 2-3 months, he's doing all of it in shadow boxing. He's doing it all on the back. He's doing exactly what you want him to do. Then when the bell ring, he think he got to do all of that stuff that you taught him. He got to just do it. Just try to do all of it. And he's overthinking.
Ain't forget.
And overthinking. Yep. Instead of just like one of my problems when I was active was, and thank God for James Baker, he was like, man, your son, man, he's slick, man. He said, but he got to settle down a little bit. And he told me, he said, why you do so? He said, look, you ain't got to show that for what? Just like a couple shows back when I used the Tommy Hearns thing where people didn't know he could box because they didn't watch the amateurs. He didn't have to. He's putting everybody out cold. Just like Tank. You know, Tank and box, but he ain't got to do it right now. So, and I started to realize, he said, man, why are you slipping off the rip? I said, slip the 1-2. He said, no. He slipped the 1-2. If you're going to throw the body shot, come over top. But until then, go out there, settle down, pick and catch this stuff. See what type of pie you dealing with. Pick, catch. And my father also told me that in the past too. And Big Country, instead of just settling into the fight, whatever reacts, because I believe boxing is 50% think, 50% let it flow.
Right.
And, you know, he, instead of just letting it flow and seeing if that what he worked on comes up out and drop the brick or boom the pivot, boom, boom, or whatever, he's trying to do, like when he got on his back foot with Joseph Parker, I'm like, that's not your territory, sir. You are not. Stop, nation. Stop. It's okay. It's over with. It was over with months ago. It's been months. All right. Let me get through this soliloquy. It's okay.
It's all good, man.
Anyway, the way he turned, I'm like, man, what the hell is you doing? And I was like, man, plant your foot, sit on the brick, and put something on this boy. Make this boy fall. Like, let's see how he takes this shot. You ain't got no business backing straight up and turning off the rope with a guy who can box. Like Joseph Parker is a pure heavyweight boxer.
He almost put him out on his feet. My God, he almost put him out on his feet.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Okay, I didn't do it. So,
my money back.
But we also can't just take away from Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker did what is missing a lot these days in boxing. I was raised by old school trainers a dad who was trained by old school trainers who, all he got is a right hand. Oh, that right hand strong as hell though, but we're gonna take his right hand from him. And maybe as soon as we take his right hand from him, the fight's over.
Yeah.
As soon as we take his right hand from him, the fight is over. And that's what Joseph did.
Mm-hmm.
He got a taste of it a little bit.
Told him that same play. The same minded.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like
just
that was
take his break
for him to, and he wanted that for his boy bad. Like, look, I'm gonna teach you anything, all the tricks of the trade that's gonna beat him, and you just gotta follow this game plan on fight night. And that's what them boys over there do. They know how to follow a game plan.
Mm-hmm.
And he completely outboxed him. And Now to the other point, and to y'all other point about I think Mr. Eric said it. Is he hungry? Talking about a guy who has made so much money, he's going back to Alabama with all of that money. Not DC,
Yeah.
not Maryland,
Not Cali.
not California. That money stretches a little longer.
Damn near billionaire.
That's different rich right there,
Got a
Joe.
farm and some
That's
acres.
yeah,
He got
exactly.
the acres.
And he
He's
got a-
Live
comfortable.
off the
And-
bread for real.
And he
Yeah.
got a statue down that joint commemorating him. You know, he got his own
Yeah.
Rocky statue.
Got his own
already.
bronze statue.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, he can still, the thing about guys like Deontay Wilder is that I spend repetitious time working on this skill for 4 rounds straight. Just fainting. That I will do that same move for 8 rounds straight to an uncle. That's like, man, come on, man, put something else to it. And like, that's good, but stop overthinking. As I will do that. And you got this mother who all he got to do is, and you go to sleep. You know how frustrating that is to work on something non-stop in the gym, working on foot placement. Dad said, give me 6 rounds of pure lateral movement, no punches, only defense lateral movement. Then the next 6 is shadow boxing and walking forward.
Right.
And you got a dude who can just literally hit you. And I talked to Mark Breland. In DC.
Mhm.
We was in the dressing room, and he was giving me so much love, and I appreciate it. And I asked him, Mark Breland talks like this. Real life.
I was there with you today, but I wasn't back there.
You was on press row. That's right. So I said, what the heck? I'm sorry. You could tell me to mind my business, Mr. Breland. But I just wanted to ask you, sir, like, you see my length and height, your length and height, I work on my skills a lot. He didn't want to work on his skills because I was so happy when he got with you when out of the Olympics, because I thought the length and everything would be perfect to teach him. He said, oh, nah, you thought what he said after the fight was just for the fans. No, he really believes that. He said, all I need, you got to be perfect for 36 minutes. I only need to be perfect for 0.3 seconds. He really believes that.
Yeah.
And he paid for that too in the future too.
Yeah, and you paid for that.
Still paying for it.
For today.
And I don't know if he'll be able, of course he has that right hand. And right now with Malik Scott, it's the perfect time to put those skills together with Big Bang, because Big Bang may run out of gas and he has a chance to do those skills.
That's the hope.
Yep.
But at the same time, he might run into the same nonsense where he may freeze, overthink, go backwards. And then if he goes backwards, we already know he's going to drop and turn. Every time he does it, he drops and turns.
He like the crack,
and then that overhand is there.
Either though, so that's something to think about too. You in there with somebody else that can crack some
Big man hit
away, and he can crack in both hands. You gotta get his man what he deserves right now. This gonna be a dog fight. It's gonna be a dog fight. Only if we can get the Wilder we know. If we get the Wilder we know, then Wilder can come out on top. If we don't get the Wilder we know right here, right now, it's gonna end ugly. I just really see this.
I think about it.
I really see his stock going majorly down right now. And it's like he's just gonna be taking these paydays and not really caring about
If he lose, it's over for him. For real. I think he retired.
They was trying to compare his knockout power to Mike.
Yeah. it was the weight thing. Uncle Sheed. He's doing that because he didn't want. Remember, he bulked up for the third fight because he wanted to. He knew that Tyson Fury was going to lean on him. After that fight, he tried to lean it all back out.
I agree with that.
Yeah, now that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about Big Bang leaning on him this fight, like because
because
big dude too.
Wide back.
Right.
I think he looked too small personally, man, for a heavyweight like that, man.
I always said they made.
Come down.
I always said they made Bridger weight for him. He just don't want he don't want that weight class to be made for him. But I'm like, bro,
That's
I would have just dominated
How would y'all feel
Bridgerweight.
about
Like,
Wilder at light heavy? I'm just asking. I'm just
I don't think he
throwing that
getting
out
the
there.
No,
How
light.
he'd
y'all
be
feel
weak.
about that?
He would have
Yeah,
been
he
weak.
not getting the light heavy. He had to fight Bridgerweight. That's like what 210, 2 to
Cruiserweight.
Yeah,
210.
they saying but that makes zero freaking sense. I mean, you already have cruiserweight, which was what used to be called junior heavyweight
Yeah,
Yeah,
for people who don't know.
he should do Cruiserweight
And
for that if he
yeah,
was.
what the
That's
heck is
what
the
I'm
point
saying.
here?
well, it's because it'll be a big jump. Like, I mean, I sort of like the Bridgerweight thing because it's like you got
Niggas ain't
Mamas
been
now
fight for him right there.
fighting at
260.
260, 270, 280.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? You like, come on, y'all. I'm 205. What I look like trying to fight this dude?
Somebody
So I
Right.
like
the weight is
if
too
you
wide.
if you
The
under
division's too wide
220
open for that.
from 2 to 220, okay, now
Yeah.
that's
I don't
heavyweight.
know if
That's
y'all remember.
Bridgerweight. Like,
Tyson Fury kept calling him a middleweight. He was
yeah,
playing with him. He called him. He was like, "You too small."
to him, yeah.
Yeah,
To
Tyson
him.
Fury. How tall is
Before the
that?
fight even
6'9".
happened, like, I am
Then he
going to
called him the
lean on him. I'm
basketball.
gonna,
He called him the basketball player.
right? He was throwing all types of like.
You're
He
a hell of a
nice.
character, bro.
He like the basketball player. He kept getting on him about that. Hey, DMV, you had a question that you wanted to say. You mentioned earlier. Now is the time we can go back to that what you was talking about earlier, if you remember.
I wanna ask. Would you feel as though it's back to chime in on the Canelo Oscar situation?
Okay.
Now, would you say body of work in general though, Canelo has surpassed Oscar at this point?
Hell no.
No,
Hell
Full
no.
body of work.
Bloody hell no.
I hate Canelo's resume, bro. I
Hell.
hate it.
He
That,
beat a lot of older
you got to
champions.
remember, Oscar had to start. He
He-
started out with the elite guys.
This is the thing about Canelo resume where a lot of people don't see how it's blown up. He caught a lot of them at the tail end of their career.
Yeah.
I was about to. Oh, I'm gonna get to that. Go ahead, y'all. I want to go last. I'm gonna get to that. Let me go. Y'all go ahead.
Oscar resume was like, I'm trying to tell you, man. I remember Oscar when he first started coming in the pro game, and Oscar was off the break fighting world champion. And if you really go back and study Oscar's resume from first fight all the way up to Floyd Mayweather, I don't think it's no pound for pound. There's no comparisons to his. Floyd Mayweather personally does not have a better fight for fight resume as Oscar.
Prime fighters at that.
Well,
I'm
one
talking.
time, y'all, for this
Listen,
one thought slip.
I'm talking prime fighters. I mean, I'm not, and I love Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather he beat what he say 20
17 champs.
world champions, whatever the number is. Oscar beat a lot of them. If you ask Oscar, he probably beat probably about that amount too, man, or more.
While we speaking on Floyd, we know Floyd had a good dance partner in Marcos Madonna, right? Now, when you think about Tank, would you say that Pitbull is his running back dance partner again? Like,
Mhm.
does he have to come back and beat Pitbull in a great fashion the way that Floyd did Madonna for everybody to please put this to rest? Because I am tired of hearing about Pitbull versus Javante Tank Davis. Just drop it. It's not.
Y'all gotta remember he got hurt.
He fought the man with one hand.
He fought the man with one hand, bro. I don't think he got proved nothing.
He got to prove nothing to him.
I mean, but
I don't think he has to prove anything, but it'll make money.
And he beat him with the one hand.
To the post that I was talking about, the fantasy post I was talking about, all you see instead of people talking about Bud is running back with Pitbull. And all you see is Mexicans in the comments screaming Pitbull.
Oh yeah, Pitbull screaming. Pitbull was probably in the comments screaming Pitbull.
Yeah, Pitbull. Another one that's a big deal too, man, over that joint.
Yeah, but I mean, Pitbull had to come back down, man, because Tank ain't fighting at 140.
Tank right now, because what happened?
He got to enjoy his time at 140 and everything he got going on up there.
Yeah, and man, you got
alone.
You need to.
I'm gonna be honest.
and give him this. Tank made his value increase.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's no need in seeing that fight because Pitbull now has his fan base. I'm a fan of Pitbull.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to see him fight my other, guy that I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm not,
switch.
he avoided a big fight that he could have had that would have took his stock over the top if he could have beat Shakur.
So yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, that was a smart turn down. He needed to turn that fight down.
Why you avoid the Shakur fight, man?
I'm not even saying it to like be funny. He had to turn that down. He wasn't like his skill sets wasn't good enough. Yeah, he was still coming in here. He wasn't doing this yet. Then he started adding the this and pull and this and pull.
So you let him take the Shakur fight now? No, he's not taking the fight. Like Shakur is a fighter that every boxer in the sport right now that's around 135 to 140 are thinking, do I really want to fight Shakur? I mean, I might be able to beat Shakur, but can I beat Shakur? Like, and I think they all really think, and they all kind of
they can't beat him. They can't beat
Shakur. Nah, Shakur something. He's another animal, bro.
Shakur, now, it's spooky.
I'm gonna go on the record and say this again. I still see Tank beat him. So
me too. I say the same thing. But that's just Tank, my man.
Hey,
but
it's too much power there.
Shakur's spooky because
I think that IQ alone is
gonna get him, man. I think Shakur will get him.
No, I think Tank just.
I think
Tank crack, bro. I love
Tank can box with him though.
Tank can box, bro. Tank can box with him and crack, bro.
That'll be Ray. That'll be Tommy and Ray.
Yeah, that's a good fight. That's a hell of a fight, bro. That's 50-50. That's 50-50 money maker, bro.
I'm a Tank fan, but I'm Shakur. I already told you. If you go look back when we first started this podcast 2 years ago, I'm on record. And I will pull the record up and unapologetically said that Shakur, when the smoke clears,
man, I wish
Shakur Stevenson will be the dominant reigning champion at the end of the day. I'm sticking with that.
Yeah, we went every class. I went with Boots. I don't think nobody beating Boots. I'm sorry.
When the smoke clears between the 135 to 130 pound weight class
at that time.
35. Yeah, I see.
35. Remember when all of them was stocked? I'm talking about when they were stocked at 35. When they all was stocked there.
No, I think I said Tank. Yeah, I said Tank.
It was Tank. It was Devin Haney. All of them. And I said it on record that Shakur will be the last man standing. He's going, and when he dominate that, I gotta put him up there on a GOAT category.
I said Tank, but after Tank leave, nobody beats Shakur.
I'm telling you why. I'm not just basing the Shakur Stevens matchup off of one side off of the offense. I'm basing it off of his defense. He's a two-sided fighter. He's a two-sided fighter at all times. I ain't talking about he slacks it for a second. I'm talking 12 rounds. He get hit 5 times a fight.
I still saying that channel open up, man. If that channel open up,
where's it gonna open up at? Where's it gonna open up
I'm gonna tell you. Shakur better hurry up because there's some youngins coming up that's that's looking real good too.
That's what he gonna do. All he gonna do is create a college.
Let me go on record for 147 right here. The speak on boxes of 147. It's a young cat right now. My man Willie Monroe Jr. sent him my way to check him out. Darius Hawk Jackson. The man is a monster. Y'all check out Hawk. He is crazy right now. Darius Hawk Jackson. That young boy.
Where he from?
He out Orlando, I think. I want to say he's from Orlando.
Okay, we're gonna check him out for sure. We're gonna check him
y'all
out.
Definitely check him out.
We're gonna check him out.
You know, that's my man grounds. That's my man grounds right there for himself. I gotta see what's up.
I'm telling you.
Now, the 35, 40 pound weight class is one. I'm on record saying this too. If these guys fight each other, right? If they do fight each other, they got the potential of creating another legendary era. And you know, I got, if you ever noticed me lately, I got out of that our generation was better. I believe this young generation right here.
I think they looking sweet.
This youngest is like that, man. I'm telling you, I think they have the ability to
make the big fight.
Be the era like the Sugar Ray Leonard era. Yep. This is the potential that they have. The Sugar Ray Leonard, the Hearns and Haglers and all of those great guys. They have the potential of making this era that era if they fight each other.
Because people want to see them mix it up more. There's so many dream matchups. Who doesn't want to see Shakur fight T.O.? Who doesn't want to see T.O. fight Tank? I mean, we got to see these fights.
And guess what? Who gives a shit about the the 50-0 shit? Who cares?
They don't more, man. Like, take that away from me.
I don't.
The only person who ever cared about that was Floyd.
That's the only one.
That's the only one.
That's why he's still taking the mic.
To a certain degree, Floyd wanted the sport to a certain degree.
Yes, he did. And the reason why he did was because he saw how his dad was in some wars and how he turned out. He saw how his uncle was in some wars and how he turned out. And he saw how his shoulders and hands were breaking down. And trust me, he has his flaws too with having as many fights since the amateurs and sparring sessions and doghouse sparring. You don't fight as long. You don't box for that long and not have something that you've lost. It just don't work like that. I've lost a little bit. So he sat there and did what he did, and the only person that cares about that 50-0 crap is him. You would have never beat Wilfred Benitez. You wouldn't have beat Mr. Ray. You wouldn't have beat Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns you definitely wouldn't have beat Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson would have killed you in the ring with 6-ounce gloves on. Now,
Prime Shane would have knocked him, would have had him gone.
Yeah,
Shane was looking. What?
The only person that cares about that 50-0 crap is him. That's why he's still taking the microphone from his fighters to get the attention that he wants and craves, so he can sit there and talk about himself instead of putting any type of spotlight on the people that he signed.
Because it was so tacky the way he did Camille Moten. That was so tacky the way he did young Camille. Like, why are you talking about yourself? You did this all throughout Tank's career. Please don't do this to this.
You already know it. That's why folks leaving. Folks already walking off on that, leaving people.
Jaleel Hackett just announced his leave.
He gone.
You know what I'm saying? He get with Eddie Hearn.
Thank you.
I love Eddie Hearn right about now. Let me just say that Eddie Hearn being top promoter in the game right now. Like, really, that's just how I feel.
Eddie running this jump right now.
Top promoter in the game right now.
Yeah.
Like,
and I will be
outside of Eddie Hearn. I mean, the real big fights that we want to see.
Yeah, only ones doing it. I love Eddie, and I like how Bob move his young fighters because he do keep them active.
Okay,
I give Bob that.
And you got to give
Bob. I don't
like fan base.
But I really don't feel like Bob.
You signed to Bob to build your record. Then once you leave your contract is over, you leave him and bounce to the bigger show. In my opinion.
Yeah, I love that because Bob gonna put you on ESPN TV where people can see you. Everything not pay-per-view. Yeah. You could build your fan base, so then when you do move out, you got fans that you could get and push a pay-per-view. Now you getting money.
And then you gotta remember too that Bob takes a certain type of fighter. It's a privilege to be under top rank. You have to have a amateur pedigree of some Olympic. You get the best of the best coming straight out of that. That's why a lot of you look around, Shakur Stevenson and all them guys came through that way, and not the Floyd way and not the PBC way, because it's a certain skill set that you must have to be a part of top ranked boxing. They ain't just taking no joker that, okay, man, you decide to go pro at 18, you can hit hard. Nah, they going, they watching. I want
to see your career. They
you won the National Golden Gloves. Oh, you came in third and got a bronze at the Piles. Oh, okay.
Yeah. They sending out scouts like
so
football.
What they do is, like, they might say, yeah, they might take that now, but they want. In your era, yeah. You qualified in this. You 10-time national champion. Oh, you coming with top rank. That's what they do for. That they got a certain skill set because they know. And like I said before in the early conversation,
yes, sir.
essence of amateur boxing. It's not about, and I've heard this argument quite often from a lot of veterans of our area, in our era, stated that a lot of amateur boxers burn out in the pros and don't become good professional fighters.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I have too. But you do the overall percentage of great fighters versus those that burn out. There are more great fighters that had an amateur pedigree. I'm gonna name 10 off the top of the head: Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Pernell Whitaker, Floyd
Taylor,
Oscar De La Hoya, Mildred Taylor, Roy Jones, James Baker. I mean James Tony. One more. I just need one more, and I got the 10. I got 9 without even
Gary Russell
Jr. Okay, those 10 guys right there, I named off the top of the head that are top pedigree amateur fighters. So it's not true to state that to be a great because you have a lot of amateur fights, you're going to burn out early. No, the overall percentage in any sport burns out early from doing things from a young age, because that's the chances of you burning out regardless. But your chances are going to be much greater if you have that pedigree, because you will be in the top 10 of your rankings in your weight class most times. 90, 80, 85% of those that had that are Hall of Famers had amateur careers. Vicious, nice amateur careers. 85% of the Hall of Famers now probably had over 100 amateur fights.
And for folks who don't know, I can say it because I'm not amateur no more. Don't think because they didn't turn pro or whatever. Some of these guys didn't turn pro that we could name. Oh, they got paid as an amateur.
Oh, hell yeah.
You was getting paid under the table.
No, you just heard.
It's frowned upon. It's against the rules, but we just heard a great one mention how
that wasn't
the great Antonio Taro, that wasn't under the table.
No, they was getting paid. They was getting paid back then in the amateurs. I remember.
Look at Luke.
Yeah.
Look at Rashid Warren. They was paying Rashid Warren to stay amateur. Please stay amateur.
So you get paid. Like that, you get paid. I remember $500, $3,000 checks a week.
Yep. And so I was just about to say that. I remember being with Sweet G, Gary Russell. We go to the house and there's a picture of him and Nuke. Rashid Warren, for people who don't know, they sitting in a chair with wild 100s, 50s, and 20s, like they playing cards, holding it like they both got their red USA boxing out track suits on, and they just sitting there with the money like this.
Yeah,
him and Nuke
getting paid. So that's my point I'm trying to make to this amateur thing. For those that's fighters out there, and most guys frown upon the amateur boxing most times wasn't successful in their amateur careers. So that's what they tend to do, even and let me say this, you don't have to be the greatest amateur to be a great pro too. So,
exactly. Ray Boom Boom Mancini.
Boom Mancini. I'm gonna tell you this one example too that I never doubt a man ever again. Tony Thompson.
Man, what?
28 years old. I came back at 19. Got back with Tom, and when Hillcrest burned down, we was over there in Bladensburg at the joint by the movie theater over there in that little shopping center right there.
You got to go downstairs. There was weightlifting in there and everything. Yeah, I was in that camp. Me and Dev was in that camp with Daryl Coley, and Tony Thompson was getting ready for the Mayor's Cup with Ty Barnett in them. Yes.
Ty was over there too. Ty was he was still in high
15,
school.
16. 15, 16.
So when I came back, Tom started, because I was winning nationals and stuff like that. So I got back. Tom was giving me the attention, and I told him I'm back. Y'all must well get ready for me to. And I told Tony, you too old. You too old, man. This is a young man's sport. Now, fast forward to 2004, 5. I'm watching TV. Tony Thompson, ranked number 7 in the world. Tony Thompson, number 3 in the world as a pro. Rashi Hammond, he on a security post.
Yeah. Still on Minnesota Avenue.
Making babies on Minnesota Avenue. My point is this. Never doubt a man's ability. I don't give a fuck if he's 50 or 60 years old. You never tell nobody what they can't or can do. Because it's always
top. Want to make a return to the ring. I just want to throw that out here right now while we on the pod. One of our own said he wants to make a return to the ring. I ain't gonna name nobody he want to fight or nothing, but he is making.
He'll make some money. There's money for him.
Anybody want to make something shake with him? Then just around that 130 range. Let him know.
Chop don't mind. Let nobody know who it is. Let him know who it is. He don't mind. Shit, he wanted.
He's saying top shape.
He wants to fight Broner.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. That'll be a good one. I can see that though.
That'd be a good fight.
He feels as though he can still get in there and get Broner problems. So
shout out to my homie, man. Chop from around the way, man. So Chop responsible for getting most of us in the ring.
And to the Tony Thompson thing, I was 8, 9 years old, and my dad gave me the privilege of seeing it one more time before he hung it up permanently. And I always thank him for that. My dad gave me the pleasure, like, all right, we're going to do this one more time. And ironically, it was a world-class camp. It was Daryl Coley getting ready for Oscar. Another guy that Daryl Too Sweet Coley was walking through Willie Wise and Obakar and all these fights, and he said, "Oh, he called me out. I know who he is. I don't really know him like that, but I'll fight him." And gave Mr. Too Sweet a big payday. Tony Thompson was in that camp. He was getting the amateurs. He was getting ready for the Mayor's Cup. And it's crazy looking back on it. God, I was spoiled rotten, man, because I could walk up to Tony Thompson, walk up to Daryl Coley, and these guys will stop their whole workout to show me. Now, I know I was the only child allowed in camp because they knew I was going to do everything they did, and I wasn't going to be a pest. But I remember being 8, 9 years old watching Tony Thompson, and then he won the Mayor's Cup. And I'm going to be honest with you. When he fought in the Mayor's Cup, I thought he was going to make it to maybe the semifinals or the finals and lose. That's just me. At 8, 9 years old, I was like, yeah, he's good. Because Tom, he didn't care. Tom would say whatever he wanted in front of you. He didn't care. He'd talk cash junk about you right in your face. Why he wrapping your hands? We in there at Howard University. He said, "What you think, man?" I said, "I think he's gonna be fine." He said, "What do you think, June? You think he's gonna win it?" I said, he brings a lot of pressure. He doesn't mind letting his hands go, but I don't know if somebody was to go under his punches. I don't know. So you think he might lose? I said, I think he can make it to the semis or the finals, and he might lose, but he's gonna do good. Like, I was being straight up, and he won the joint. Fast forward to me that after that camp, that fully hung it up. No, not even helping guys in camp, none of that. Like that, fully walked away. And all of a sudden, I'm laying down watching
Yeah.
I remember Henry Sugar Pooh Buchanan was on that card. It was on ESPN, and it was at the Playboy Mansion. And Tony Thompson fought that night. Somebody stole his boxing boots. And he got in there from some tennis shoes one of the security guys gave him or something. Goes in and stops a guy.
Why I just thought about the Waynes. when y'all remember on that episode of the Waynes when they had Roy Jones stuff.
Yeah, Roy Jones. And he was winning. Fast forward, he fights on ESPN again. He's literally walking through guys just nonstop punching. And what happens? He fights Klitschko. Gets a big payday. Gets a big payday. Gets out of that. Fights Klitschko again. No, scratch that. He fights David Price.
Yep.
He was in camp with Troy Fox. Yep. And they like, man, this is supposed to be his last go round. Man, Tony Thompson had maybe 3 last go rounds his whole career, and every time he won them joints because and it was more money because he was winning. He was supposed to get smoked by David Price. Put David Price out on his feet. England, man, everybody in England stood up like the president got shot. Because David Price was supposed to be the next guy coming heavyweight, and he was hurt so bad. They did the rematch. Stopped him again, and it was more money for him. And it's like, then he fights Klitschko again. Yeah, he fights Klitschko again. Get some more money. Every time he tried to walk away, he's winning, and they're giving him what is supposed to be the last one. Wins, give him more money. The last one was Luis Ortiz, and they had to call them because nobody was fighting Luis Ortiz at the time. And he said, "I'll take it." And that's when he finally lost. And he said, "All right, I can walk away." Yeah. Ain't that, man? Ain't that something? Ain't that a life? Ain't that a life?
You know what's crazy? I left Hillcrest, right? And I went to Headbangers. Me and Boog was the only 2 open fighters. Lamar and Anthony were juniors at the time. And me and Boogs was the only 2 open fighters. Guess who he fought on that card?
Tony. He fought Tony.
Man,
think he stopped Tony.
Man, I remember that one.
Remember that?
When we walked in and they was in the ring, because I remember I was like, you was like, I was like, good God, I'm looking at the ring like somebody getting what, like somebody. Boog had him on the ropes and just hitting him with overhand, and I'm like,
As a boxing fan, that's one of my favorite things to just go on Coach Boog's page and just him. God dang. God dang. God dang. Then when you see it up close, I mean, it's spectacular.
Boog been saying that for 30.
He been saying that forever.
Been saying that for 30 years. Oh goddamn!
Oh goddamn!
30 years. It's this other shit Boog used to say back in the days too. He used to call everybody Cannon.
What's up, Cannon?
What's up, Cannon? Boog had some sayings, and then young Boog would come pick me up around Minnesota Avenue.
He's so genuine.
Right, and we would go to up there, Lincoln. The gym was in Lincoln and uptown back in the day. In a little ass room, all us in this little ass room. The room probably bigger than my desk, a little bit bigger. But you talking about some work, Slim?
Yeah.
And Lamar and Anthony was kids. They was like 14. Ty was about 14. It was this young boy named Keon Davis.
Yes. Oh.
Keon Davis he died. He got shot. But Keon was way before Anthony and Lamar and them. Keon was fighting when I was a young guy. He was coming up.
I've heard some stories.
Keon come from Highland, then he went to Headbangers. But all of them, Earl, Parker, his brother.
You
talking about the stock? I remember these little young because they remind me of my crew when my guys are Silas, Fortune, and William Etheridge. All my guys, we was the same way like them. these young boys was working, man, in that gym, man. I was so proud of them because, I was gone for so long, but to see them work, man, they was working. Young boys was working. So that Headbanger squad got some history. And Burry from around my end too. He from Ridge Road and Minnesota Avenue. You know what I'm saying? And his roots come from the guy that's like a mentor to me, Curtis Bonham. Curtis Bonham was good friends with Burry, and Burry used to come around the gym, and he would watch them, and he would do mitt work with some guys. That's what got him kind of like into it. So I know the beautiful thing about this is to see what happens now with boxing for all these youngins, and to watch how things grow. Because Lamont Anthony, they looked up to me and Hakeem, and we looked up to James Baker and Jermaine Fields and guys like that, and they looked up to Mark Two Shop Johnson and Daryl Coley and Keith Holmes and Sean Bay Mitchell. But William Joppy really is from there, because William Joppy started boxing like at 20 something years old.
Yeah.
So the history of this DMV boxing nation, the DMV boxing legends. I'm using your joint by my DMV boxing legends is to show you, continue that
cycle,
motivation cycle going over from generation to generation, and to remind nothing wrong with learning from someone else, Joe.
Right.
Nothing's wrong with learning from someone else. You can teach me how to work the algorithm. You got boxing history, JR. You can teach me teach me the technical stuff.
Right.
And vice versa. We all got
all here. We can all take from one another.
Take from one another. So which is a beautiful thing.
And I'm like, when are you gonna let me come meet up with you at the gym so we can work out? You know what I mean? Just so I can start learning some stuff, since I'm trying to do
Hillcrest, you're not that far from Hillcrest. Go to the gym, man, and start training up that joint.
Yeah, come on, man. I'll be up there.
That's
what day next week can we set? Like, let's just hit me off this and we can.
Yeah. But listen, I like these I like these segments because it gets us all sharp in our own way.
Right.
We're gonna continue this, and I see how it's working now as I'm watching people come in and out 20, go to 50, go to 5, go to 10. So I see how them other people be working it now. That's how they get their numbers.
Now
too.
You know how they get it. You gotta set up a Twitch, and alongside the Twitch, make sure that you got your jump down low so people can donate to our channel. You need the credit that you deserve right now. And that's why we got the banner. My young and hungry like me in, and we're gonna take this thing over the top. Then
That's what it's gonna be, bro. That's what it's gonna be for sure.
Yeah.
But we got one more topic.
You need some shirts.
So you want to run it, shit, or you want to just hold it?
You need some merch.
We gonna run it. Let's run it, Joe. Let's run it.
You know, Blue Blood. He got his hat on a clip.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah, we've been thinking about all the merch and stuff. We gotta get the merch going.
Nah, because I think at this point we all know we are fully locked in. You know what I mean? I'm not going nowhere. I'm letting y'all know this right now. And I'm planning on chasing over 100,000 followers. If that
we on it together. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
We're gonna help build each other up. We're gonna help build each other up.
Right, that's what we here for.
Yeah.
That's why I be saying, make sure y'all send me the clips from the interviews too, so I can throw them Jones back out.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get them circulating.
Yeah, me too.
But you was gonna jump in there and ask a couple of questions from Ricardo. I wanted you to jump in there.
Yeah.
I wanted you to jump in and ask a few questions.
Y'all know when I'm new to something, I'm still a little gun shy.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
But if you want to,
I'm comfortable enough to come on my channel now. You see, this conversation number 3.
Yes, you do. Yes, indeed. This some spawn, man. We getting some spawn in right now, man.
Definitely. While we was on the topic of headbangers, have y'all been checking out any of the young fighters over headbangers or any of the fighters in general? And if so, what are a few of the fighters right now that you feel like that's a special cat right there?
Scoop and Shug. Scoop and Shug.
Quincy.
Scoot and C.
Quincy.
Yeah.
Scoot and C both special.
Yeah, Quincy.
I seen Quincy at some other gyms. Is he still there?
I like Brayton. I like Day.
They a little older than them though.
Yeah,
I know, but I seen so much dog in him when I was over there. Like
Day the truth.
he gonna spar, he gonna bang with whoever. Like
just like his dad.
Round. Like he don't like taking too many breaks. He can keep going. He got motor. I
like Day too, man. I've been showing him some love too with his his accomplishment winning and his amps, man. He beat did y'all know he beat Errol Spence?
Yeah.
Yep, sure did.
He beat Errol Spence.
Yep.
He beat Errol Spence in the amateurs. Yeah, he beat Errol Spence.
Yep. Gave him problems. Gave him a lot of problems.
He beat Errol Spence.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he beat Errol Spence. I think it was the Golden Glove Nasty, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I know he beat him.
And this is why I said I'm kind of bittersweet on the TCL because he did fight Rashidi Ellis and he got clipped twice in that match.
I saw that, Joe.
And I hate to put that out there, but y'all know I'm not biased. This is not, my platform isn't just DMV based. Our DMV is Dreams, Motivation, Victory, not DC, Maryland, Virginia. So at the end of the day, if I know this is a fighter somewhere else, you just gotta get credit when credit due. And Rashidi Ellis is a dangerous man. So let's not sleep on the fact that he did have to go against a tough opponent. So it wasn't like he was in there against somebody that wasn't somebody that they was putting in conversation against Boots. Really. They was talking about him fighting Boots at one point. So
yeah, that was supposed to happen after the VLA fight.
Right, but that set him back, of course.
So yeah.
So how do y'all feel about Rashidi Ellis getting back in the prime form? Y'all think
he just need to rest?
Yeah, he looking good in the combat league right now. So I'm saying, how do you? I want to see what can they do. I want to see what can they do the Boston Butchers against the Orlando Vipers too, because I feel like that's a wild matchup.
Whoa! Back it up! Back it the heck up! Speedy is fighting in TCL.
Yeah, that's where he got a hold of great in. I hate to do that to you, Daddy, but yeah, that's where they for that.
I didn't even know TCL started yet. Damn, I ain't even been catching that.
I've been watching all of them. You know what I'm trying? I've been watching all of them. Pat got in there against Darius Jackson. I love you, Pat. You my dog, man. Through, man. But Darius got him right there. School, I love you, man. We locked in, bro. But Darius got him right there. But I will say this about Scooter's situation. Scooter had to go up out of nowhere, and it was like he don't campaign at no 147. So that was a dangerous, match to begin with. And for him to still stand there and trade with that man and not really shy away from trading with somebody like Darius with an arm, y'all gotta really look at the kid. This boy arm reach is outrageous. It's outrageous. So it's like he lanky, he can't give you that, he give you that like Robert Easterfield, you know what I'm saying? And he cracking like that. That's why I say y'all gotta check him out, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that to boost his stock and to take nothing away from them. Because at the end of the day, Scooter's a dog. You put anybody in front of him around his weight class, he's going to punish them. Y'all seen that knockout he just came off to put him at 3-0? I mean, he tattooed them body shots. So at the end of the day, I don't see too many people being able to do nothing with Scooter. But when you that's why his weight class is here. That's why his size is here. And then when you talking about this team combat league, it's any man's sport. It's one round. It's 3 minutes. Like it's too much going on.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
You really don't know how this could go. This could go your way You know what I mean? But you can't let that make or break you because it's not going on your record. It's not going on your record, and you might see that fighter again in the pros later on, and it'd be a whole different ball game. So, you know, just because a person got you in the TCL, don't let that hold you, you know what I'm saying, for what the future holds. If y'all go ahead, it actually just made it even bigger down the stretch. Because if you meet back up with that fighter, you know what I'm saying, now that's something that a young, hungry Scooter can have in the back of his head going forward. Like now,
you know what they got
on the other side of the world. You know what I'm saying? On the other side, you know, right there, they can give me go. But now I know it's other young, hungry fighters out here. So let me get back to a drawing board, get even hungry on these cats, and let them know why it's, you know what I'm saying, still shock season.
Yeah. Love the TCL, man. It's getting these youngins. They getting exposure. You know what I'm saying? It's one round, like you say. It's one round. It ain't.
Older fighters too. My man Anthony Pickens, he just came home. I did a interview with Anthony Pickens not too long ago. He was on the Sean Porterway podcast. You know, I seen him on the Porterway podcast. I said, let me see if I can slip in there real quick. Y'all know me. I'm trying to slip in there real quick. So I grabbed that interview up real quick, and after I got that interview, you know, he revealed a lot to me of he just came home, you know what I'm saying, and he just went pro. And you know, he met Sean over at the Olympics, you know, and that's pretty much what their story was from there, and that's what made Sean bring him on. It's kind of like a motivational story to tell people to keep going forward. And as a late, I mean, every chance I get, I hear anything, I'm calling, bro. Like, hey, look, man, look, it's this TCL thing right here. You know, Dewey, and they got this thing going on over there. Hey, look, I'm going to find out every team, every coach. I'm going to follow every one of their fighters, everything I can do to help you now go forward. Let's get this thing going, man. Because, I mean, for the man to already be at the stage that he's still in great shape the way he is, and he's still giving people a problem to just be going pro at his age after jail basically stole so many years away from him. I mean, this going to be a venture to see. So I want to see how he does, and that's why I suggested for him to go into the TCL. So anybody, you know, from the TCL looking to pick up another fighter, you know, Anthony Pickens is available, and he is looking right now, and he's located out here in Maine. He's in Maine. So Boston Butchers, y'all might want to look his way.
But yo, man, we pushing about 3.5, bro. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and chill, man. We're gonna be here
I go straight to the pharmacy 8 in the morning.
Oh man, you know, but yeah, that's gonna be it for us, Joe.
Man, y'all make sure y'all send these over to me, man. So I
can me too. Yeah.
I bet we're gonna lock in. But yo, that's Second Win Sports Media, y'all.
Good night, guys.
Peace.
Good night.